The new one, the new season. 1-1-1-1-1. How are we doing? Pardon? Are we okay? Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Latimer Park belatedly. But it's been a transition period for the Poppies. There's a fair crowd in here, and the Poppies are waiting to come out for their first game in the Vanarama National League North. Poppies TV this season is sponsored by Elgood's Brewery. Thank you, Marcus Beecher and all at Elgood's in Wisbech there. Fantastic beers, of course, from Elgood's. You can sample those in our clubhouse at every home game. Let me go through the lineups for you. In goal is Paul White, 2 Jarvan Vidal, 3 James Brighton, 4 Joe Scares, 5 Sam Cartwright, 6 is Michael Richards, 7 Lyndon Meikle, 8 Aaron O'Connor, 9 Daniel Neety, 10 is Joel Carter, and 11 is Connor Kennedy. Your subs today are 12 Luke Graham, 14 Brett Solkin, 15 Gary Storer, 16 Marcus Kelly, and 17 late signing Elliot Hodge. For AFC Telford United, Corey Addy is in goal. Ross White, number 2. Stephen Morley, Morley is there. 4 is Ellis Deeney, ex-Kettering Town. 5, Captain Shane Sutton. 6, Theo Street. 7, Chris Late. 8, Adam Walker. 9, Aaron Williams. 10, Marcus Dinger. And 11, Darryl Knight. Their subs for the books are 12, Doug Tharm, 14 John Royal, 15 James McQuilkin, 16 Henry Cowans, 17 Andre Brown. Your matchday referee Richard Holmes, assistant Timothy Walker and Ruben Ricardo. So those are your team lineups. There's an array of people up here on the gantry. There's Ben Milnes and Jack O'Connor. There's Jim Freeman giving us a salute. John Dunham's up here from the Telegraph. We have a few from Love Island as well. So there's everybody up here at the moment. So we're getting ready for this atmosphere building. Here's a good AFC Telford contingent. And they've got the drum and the kits out. So it should be an exciting game. People have been asking me what my predictions are. Can't give you one, as I've got no idea what the standard is like in this division. It's a new division for the Poppies. And the last time we played Telford, of course, we won 2-1 in the FA Cup second qualifying round, with Courtney Baker-Richardson scoring both of Kettering's goals. Whatever happened to him, of course. After the game, we hopefully will be speaking to Nikki Eden and to one of the Kettering players. Just if you are listening, and we're going to look at our highlights package later. With league regulations and rules, we're not allowed to permit our own broadcast or the highlights package until at least 1 minute past 12 on a Sunday night, Monday morning. So you're not going to get the highlights as quick as you did before. That is a league regulation. Nothing we can do about that. But we shall have to abide by that decision. We're still waiting for the teams to enter the field. There's a melee around the tunnel as the Telford fans are well enforced. Not a packed crowd. I thought there would be a lot more here than this. The Tin Hat end virtually empty at the moment. Quite a few fans down the sides here, 2 or 3 deep, but behind the goals, not so many here. So that is slightly disappointing. We were hoping for a 4-figure gate. That might happen, of course, but at the moment it hasn't happened. We'll bring the attendance, obviously, as soon as we can. On Tuesday night, Ed Palmer and myself will be at Kings Lynn Town. That's our first away game at the Walks. And then we've got the long journey to Darlington on the Saturday, a week today at Darlington, as Marcus Kelly, one of the today's substitutes, is strolling over, and the atmosphere building up as the Kettering and Telford fans aren't segregated. They're next to each other, which is nice to see in many respects. No problem there, of course. And mascots being led off by Phil Wade and Champ the Lion. So we're about to start this game. Looking forward to the season. It's going to be a complete learning curve for the Poppies, and a division that is going to be extremely hard. For the first time in 6 seasons, we're not going to be the favourites. We're going to be the underdogs. Probably not a bad thing, but it's going to be a great season, hopefully. A lot of people expecting Kettering to just stroll on from the Evo stick, but I think they're going to be a ruder awakening here. Teams now in the tunnels. Kettering in their new strip of black and red stripes, black shorts and red socks. Telford can't see their colours yet. Traditionally they're in white, but they may be using their away colours, but we can't tell yet. The mascots are out with their flags, which is a new thing to welcome the teams on the pitch. Brett Solcombe back from holiday, being followed by Nicky Eden, and there's Luke Graham, of course, acting as the player coach. Still teams in there with the referee, and the referee, as I say today, is Richard Holmes. He's got the teams. He's talking to both captains. Kettering's captain is Michael Richards. Atmosphere now still building, champing at the bit to get going. Here we are. Peter Short is behind the goal. He's our club photographer. And welcome to Gary Foreman, who has joined us up here on the gantry. He's got to have a quick tug before he gets on. And Gary, welcome to Latimer Park, and what a game this should be.
Looking forward to it, Paul. Early start to the season, but a lovely day for it. We've been exceptionally busy on the table this morning, just inside of the turnstile, so selling out of the programmes, and plenty of Klondike Scott as well. So
not so many here, though, is there, in the ground? I thought we'd see a lot more behind. But
I think we headed. I'm hoping for more than 4 figures, personally. It's been so busy over there, but we will see.
We will see indeed, and we can see now the Telford players have joined the Kettering players in the tunnel. They're playing in all white, so for the old people among us, it looks like Leeds United against Man City away in the 70s, and. And got to get a team sheet for Gary Foreman, but I'll just go through Kettering Town's lineup for you before we start off. In goal is Paul White, 2, Jarvan Verdil making his debut, James Brighton, Joe Scaras making his debut along with Sam Cartwright. Michael Richards is captain, Lyndon Meikle number 7, Aaron O'Connor fit after that injury scare. Daniel Enty is at number 9, 10 making his debut, Joel Carter, and 11, Connor Kennedy. The other latest signing is Elliot Hodge, but he's on the substitute bench along with Luke Graham, Brett Solcombe, Gary Storer and Marcus Kelly. Well, they're still in the tunnel. This was the longest tunnel wait that I can remember for a long time, and now they enter the field and the flags are waving and the fans applause. Kettering Town are back in the Vanarama National League North. We're about to get underway. One of the tallest goalkeepers I think I've ever seen in Corey Addy there. He's looks about 9'2".
Yes, he's a large gentleman, Corey Addy. He, like you say, he's a basketball player range.
Well, we're going through the traditional handshake before the games. Kettering in their new Jayco sponsored wear, which of course they have to wear. It's everybody looks nice and neat. It's the start of a new season, and we did see Matthew Barnes-Homer with the Telford squad, but he's not in the lineup today. And Kettering in front of us now in their new kit, about to warm up for the last few moments as Gary Graham's reading out the teams. The atmosphere's building here behind the Brian Martin Pallets stand, the Morrison's End, with both sets of supporters in there. And it's going to be a cracker, I hope. And it's going to be, as I say, a learning curve for the Poppies, Gary.
Yeah, it's a step upwards, there's no doubt about that, Paul. We said that as soon as we got promoted almost, that we've got a tough league. It's going to be a little bit more physical, I expect. But also I expect the skill level to go up a notch as well. And it's up to Kettering to carry on the momentum that they had from last season. We've still got most of the squad available to us this season. And yes, we've changed the manager, but let's hope forward. Press forward with momentum.
Gary Cowan, the Bucks manager, shaking hands there with Nicky Eden. And of course, Telford are one of the favourites to do well in this league this season. After last season, just missing out on the playoffs, they've certainly invested well and are an established team in this division. Kettering's momentum, hopefully from the past division, will get them going forward, but there's a lot of new recruits out there. And in saying that, though, the games that I've seen in pre-season, it's been Kettering that have been looking to be a really good side. Let's hope that continues this afternoon. But, of course, you want to do well on your first game in front of your home fans. Anything can happen. Anything will happen. We've got 90 minutes of exciting football. It looks like Telford United are going to be kicking off from right to left towards the Tin Hat end. Kettering facing the Brian Martins end, and we're about to get underway. Referee, another towering referee. Look, he's no dwarf, is he? But look at the size of him. He's almost as big as the goalkeeper. So we're about to kick off, and it is Telford to get us underway to a certain extent. The ball is on the centre circle, and we're off. Kettering kick off the season. The ball with Deeney, the ex-Kettering player. It goes straight out towards Kennedy. He heads it back into the Telford half, but Street pumps it straight back. Again, won by this time by Scaros. It's Tate, or Late, gets the ball on the edge of the penalty area. He comes inside, but he's muscled off it by Lyndon Meikle. Meikle plays the ball out towards Carter. He wins the ball, Carter. Does well under pressure. Brighton pumps the ball. It's a third iron or a wood, I think, and it goes out of play for the first throw-in of the afternoon. Quickly taken. It's back with Shane Sutton, the captain. He plays it back to Addy, the goalkeeper, who's come way out of his penalty area. He's playing as a sort of sweeper at the moment. Plays it long towards Dinger. Paul White gets his first touch, takes it, goes down, and an easy catch there for Paul White. Paul White in a neon green, playing in blue boots. Ed Palmer would love this, playing in blue boots. And rolls the ball just outside the penalty area, delivers it. O'Connor trying to get there along with Carter, but it's headed out by a Telford defender, and it comes off Kennedy for a throw-in to the Bucks. It's right in front of where we're commentating from the ball. It's a throw-in to Telford. We'll use the acronym Telford rather than the AFC all the time, but it is Kennedy wins that, but it's hit back by Deeney. Cartwright wins the ball, and Enty leaves the ball to go out for a Kettering Town throw-in. It's going to be taken by Steph Morley. There's a quick word with Luke Graham. It's on the halfway line. Takes a throw-in. It's now back over the far side to Theo Street. Street looks up, plays a long ball. But Brighton should win this. He does, and heads that out for a throw-in. It goes over the stand into the nursery. New balls required. I think we're in the right sport, aren't we, for that?
I think we are. Ball has been returned. Ball has been returned,
and Phil Wade, I can see, has it in his hands, but a new one is back on the pitch, and they're using the new ball. Have to get some sandpaper on this one, I think, and see if we can do anything with it.
We've not had 7 games yet, so we shouldn't change the balls.
Headed out. Difficult here for Kettering, but away comes. Could be a shot here. Ricocheted, and Paul White collects it, but an early chance there for Telford. And it was Darryl Knight that got the shot in that was blocked and looped into Paul White's hands. So the first real half chance of the game came to Telford. Paul White rolls the ball out of the penalty area, plays it long towards O'Connor and Enty. Enty is adjudged to have fouled Sutton. The referee blows for a free kick.
That was a vital block in the box earlier, Paul. Sam Cartwright it was, because it was about 8 yards out. It looked like a free shot on goal, and he flung himself in the way to deflect the shot. So that's what we're going to need a lot of this afternoon, I suspect, at times.
Well, there's a good ball there by Walker, plays it onto the far side. The ball comes in, Paul White there, and it's headed on by Vidal. It's down by the corner flag with Deeney. Deeney puts the ball in, goes over Paul White to the back post, and is adjudged to have gone out. Again, though, Telford's intent shown. They are getting the ball into the penalty area, 6-yard box rather quickly, and Kettering need to be alert, as they have been so far. Just 3 minutes gone in this first half. Feels like an hour already, but there we are. Paul White places the ball on his 6-yard box. Goes back into his goal mouth. He's playing in these blue boots, new for Paul White, in his new neon green kit. Slices it over here, and NT keeps it in play. Along to Carter. Carter flicks it on, but only gets the ball to Theo Street. He leaves it for Addy, and nothing comes of that. Addy places the ball out, plays it long towards Dinger. And Dinger gets the ball in the penalty area. He's got Jarvel Vidal with him. He puts the ball in, it comes in. Paul White leaps and catches easily. But again, it was a good little cross there. Again, intent from Telford.
Yes, it's been all action to our left this first half so far, Paul. But I think early stages, and Kettering sort of feeling their way into the game, feeling their way into the league.
You're listening to Poppy's TV Audio, sponsored by Elgood's Brewery for the season here at Latimer Park, as it's 0-0 so far. Ball comes towards Neaty. He's beaten to it, and it should be a Kettering Town throw-in, which it is. It is Vidal with it in front of Kettering's dugout. Not a lot on for him. Carter's there. He gets it to NT. NT turns, gets it to Vidal. Vidal just outside. He goes down, and a foul there just outside the penalty area as Vidal goes down, holding his leg and knee. And this is a good position, Gary, for Kettering to have a first set piece of the season.
Yeah, first attacking chance as well. And yes, with Daniel Enty doing very well. He's still on the ground at the moment, but hopefully he'll get to his feet pretty quick. It's actually Vidal who's down, and he is on his feet now. But yes, James Brighton will be using his left wand. Well,
he was sensational in pre-season with his left foot in all set pieces. So let's hope he can continue. As I'm being attacked by a wasp here. Very, very nice. But
Telford wasp, that one.
But James Brighton with this free kick. Referee blows the whistle. Brighton puts the ball in towards the back post. There's Carter, there's Kennedy. And it comes off Kennedy for a goal kick. But he rose, he got above them. And a chance there for Kettering. Quickly taken by the goalkeeper. Meikle's underneath it. He beats Dinger to the ball. He finds Brighton. Brighton puts a long ball towards NT. He can't get there. Morley does. Plays a good ball to the unmarked Aaron Williams on this left-hand side. Outside the penalty area. He's now inside the penalty area. He comes one way. Goes the other. Plays the ball back to Morley. Good tackle, though, by Vidal. Getting O'Connor away. O'Connor trying to win this one. And it's a Kettering throwing from off Shane Sutton. Good work by O'Connor. Quickly taken to NT. NT now, he's got O'Connor with him. He uses O'Connor. Can O'Connor get the ball over? Puts the ball over there. There's Carter. Carter flicks it in, a shot. And it is caught by Addy and his near post. Not a lot of power on the shot, but at least it was a strike.
Yeah, it was on target, but no trouble for the goalkeeper. But a good move from Kettering. They're finding the space. A quick first-time cross from Aaron O'Connor. And, you worry about playing one up front, but Carter was supporting, got on the end of it, and that's a good sign for things to come.
Ball back in play. Richards wins this header. He's trying to find Kennedy, but Kennedy is beaten to it. Knights then outside. He puts a good ball through here. Danger here for Kettering as Williams puts the ball in. Paul White tips it away. A shot comes in, blocked by Daryl Knights there. Had a chance, but again it was blocked by Kennedy. Should have been a goal, but Kettering got the ball away, and a long ball is played by Telford. Brighton allows it to go out, but that could have been the first goal-scoring opportunity there of real threat.
Yeah, another great block. This one, I think it was from Joe Scars, actually, number 4 for Kettering today. And like Cartwright earlier, that was a vital block because it looked easier for the Telford player to score from where he was. So 2 warning signs there for Kettering, but it's quite an end-to-end start to the game, which is good to see in some respects.
Yep, Paul White then gets us back underway. Trying to find O'Connor. O'Connor chests it down, and it goes to Kennedy. He finds Vidal, puts a long ball through to NT. NT does well, he controls it. Goes one way, goes the other, does very, very well under pressure there. Puts the ball through. If you can see Kennedy, he couldn't see Kennedy. Vidal is brought down then, and the referee shakes his head, but that's a shame there for Kettering. That looks like it should have been offside. It's not. Aaron Williams now breaking away here. He's got the number 10 with him, plays in the shot. Paul White makes a great dive-in save and then gets the second bite at the cherry just outside the penalty, the 6-yard box by the penalty spot. Good save from Paul White.
Yeah, comfortable save, I think, for Paul White. He positioned himself well. Williams had a decision to make. Did he try for the cross or the shot? He went for the shots, and it wasn't the best of shots, to be honest. And Paul White dealt with it reasonably comfortably. But like I say, end-to-end game.
Paul White then just taking the ball a little bit further outside of the penalty area. 0-0 here at Latimer Park. Ball is played towards O'Connor and Enty. Enty wins it towards O'Connor. O'Connor now is in with a chance here, and there is a judge to be offside. Late flag there. I thought that was going to be a good chance for O'Connor to have a strike on target, but a judge to be offside. That's a shame for the Poppies.
Enty's got a bit of spring on him. He's not the tallest player, but he's won a few headers so far today.
Addy then takes this towards Williams. Missed by Cartwright. Williams does get the ball, though. Intercepted by Kennedy. No, it's Scars, sorry. They look very similar from a distance. Ball on the far side with Chris Late. He's got Meikle in front of him, both number 7s. Plays it in front of Meikle, beats Meikle to it. Brighton wins it, gets it to Richards. Richards plays a good ball towards Enty. It's going to be a chase for Enty. And it's played back by Morley. Morley about 90, but he gets the ball back to Addy. Plays it to Street, just outside the penalty area. Good movement here from Telford. Walker's ball, though. It gets intercepted by Brighton, and then it's given away. And Telford get the ball back. Good ball here. Williams intercepted by Connor Kennedy. Connor Kennedy over the halfway line. Does well. Gets the ball through. Unlucky there. Cut out by the number 5 Sutton. And it is played forward to the number 9 who comes out. Paul White, though, comes out of his goal mouth on the edge of the penalty area, denying Williams. But it's a game played at a decent pace, isn't it? And certainly Kettering holding their own at the moment.
Yeah, you're right. It's a step up in pace as well as quality. Fast moving end to end. Both sides looking to get the ball down and play some decent football. So it's been quite an entertaining first 10 to 12 minutes.
Addy gets the ball over. Brighton intercepts, so gets it back into play. It goes out, I think, for a throw-in towards the corner flag on the far side of the Telford half. You're listening to Poppy's TV audio, sponsored by Elgood's Brewery. Well, fine beers from Wisbech in Cambridgeshire. I've sampled a few myself, Gary, have you?
1 or 2, Paul.
1 or 2, we'll keep it there. Throw in then to Telford. Not been taken yet, but is about to be. It is now back in play towards Williams. He wins the ball, is adjudged to have fouled Brighton. And a quickly taken kick by Scars, and the referee says moving ball, has to be retaken. That's a shame, but it is. Scars then, another late signing for Kettering, but looks the player. Ball put in towards Carter. Carter being pressurised by the number 6. It's a corner to Kettering. Came off Theo Street, and Kettering get a chance with another set piece. And Brighton trots over again to take this. Of course, this season there's no Toseland who could put in a good delivery, and Ben Mills is sat behind us in the gantry, so it's going to be left to Brighton to put these set pieces together. He's going to be an out swinger, and it comes out here in by Connor Kennedy, but cleared by Sutton. Only towards Meikle, chests it down, takes a touch, under pressure Meikle. Still with Meikle though, does well, puts the ball forward towards Enty. Enty might try a strike, and then he is touched, keeps the ball in, didn't go down. Struggling to keep this in play and eventually loses it. Just a ball too far, I think really, but a chance there for Kettering.
Yeah, he just couldn't keep his balance. Unfortunately, in the penalty box, nothing wrong with the challenge. It was certainly not a penalty, no shout. But yeah, Kettering looking intent, and Enty's been the main attacking threat for Kettering so far in the game.
Cartwright then left footed trying to find O'Connor. O'Connor wins the header, but that should go out for a Telford corner, which it does. $14 minutes gone here at Latimer Park. Kettering Town 0, AFC Telford United 0. Kettering's first time in this division since 2007-2008. This Wasp is once again giving me some hassle. Ball goes out. Mike Katz traps it, gives it to Peter Short. Peter Short plays it through to a Telford fullback, Stephen Morley.
He's filled out finally, hasn't he?
Pardon?
Stephen Morley, he's filled out.
He has. He's rather rotund, isn't he? As the number 6 there, Street, plays a long ball. It goes well out of play. Paul White lets it go out. Goal kick to Kettering. 0-0 here. Good afternoon. at Lantern Point. It's quite warm up here in the gantry. No coats on here from the Kettering players up here with us. We've got Ben Milnes, we've got Joe Massaro and Jack O'Connor taking a swig of water, and they're all up here watching the game. It's a good view up here if you've not been up here, which obviously you haven't. But it's a very good view indeed to see the game in full. Paul White on his 6-yard box taking this goal kick, delivers it towards O'Connor. O'Connor beaten to it though by Walker, hooked by a Telford defender anywhere. Vidal allows Paul White to chase the ball down. He traps it just outside the penalty area, brings it in. So Paul White playing in these sort of purpley blue boots. Ed Palmer has a fascination with coloured boots. There's not too many different colours out there today. Quite a few are black actually, which is a surprise. But Morley wins that header, challenged by Richards. Headed out by Sutton, back in by Richards towards Carter. Carter can't do much with it. Kennedy wins that header. Head tennis here. Good job the Murray brothers aren't playing. And Carter takes his time, plays it long down the wing towards O'Connor. O'Connor steps out of the way and allows the ball to go to Corey Addy, the tall goalkeeper with an interesting haircut. I must say, looks...
Bird's nest.
Bird's nest, yes. I was wondering what to call it, Gary, without getting fined. But bird's nest seems about right there. Ball back with the number 11, Darryl Knights. He's flicked it on to Dinger. He can't control it. The ball goes out for a throw-in, and Scars goes over there playing in Brett Solkin's number. Brett Solkin, of course, if you didn't hear it during... pre-match, that he's on 438 appearances, which is the highest league appearance of a Kettering player of all time, beating Roger Ashby. That's not overall appearances, but league appearances. Brett Solkin is the record holder. Ball back in play towards Dinger. It's a good ball to Deeney. Deeney plays it back to Morley. Long ball to Morley. Vidal underneath it. He wins the ball. Richards comes in, flicks it on, but it's back where it was. The number 11, Knights might try a long-range shot here. Knights has to be fires one in there, and that is wide of Paul White's goal. Going over the Evolution and BM pallet signs. That's £5 each for the sponsorship there, and into the crowd. But a little bit of a chance there. It was a good strike. On target, might have made Paul White work.
It might have done, but it was well wide in the finish, fortunately for the Poppies. But it's been a good start. Both sides showing lots of intent in the attacking sense, and it's been quite entertaining.
Paul White then gets us back underway. It goes towards Enty. Enty beaten to it though by Sutton. Richards wins the ball. It's only ricocheted to Connor. Kennedy chested down to as a foul on Connor Kennedy. Referee brings the play back. It is just inside the about 10 yards. 5 yards in front of the referee. Still wants it back to the 5 yards. Scars over the ball in the Telford half. Ball still rolling. It's now still. Scars over the ball. Of course, Scars making his debut with 5 others for Kettering today. And plays it left-footed towards Carter. Carter gets the head to it towards Kennedy. Carter fires one in. It's blocked. And it ball ricochets back to Brighton. Brighton plays it wide to Meikle. Meikle has the number 2 in front of him. Goes one way. Gets the ball in here. And there's Neaty. He goes down. There's O'Connor. O'Connor to Kennedy. Shoots. It's blocked. And that was a good block there by Sutton. And goes out for Kettering Town throwing on target. That might have been a goal. But good work there. Good movement from Kettering. And they're certainly holding their own in this first game of the season against one of the favourites to win the league so far. Good opening 20 minutes. It's going to be a long throw-in by Connor Kennedy. Again, making his league debut. In it comes to the near post. It's left cut out by Sutton. And it finds Dinger. Brighton intercepts, though. It's back in the penalty area towards Enty. Enty barged off the ball by Morley. But the referee says that is a foul. And that is being given actually as offside. So that pressure of play has ended. But... Early doors, what do you think, Gary?
I've really enjoyed the game so far, Paul. I say plenty of attacking intent, keeping the ball down, and it was Telford's turn there for a vital block in the defensive unit. Shane Sutton getting his body in the way from a shot from Cartwright that as you said, was heading on target. So some good attacking moves and some good defensive blocks.
Well, the ball back with Enty on the halfway line. Gets through to Carter. Carter now he's beaming through. He's got Kennedy on his right-hand side. He's got O'Connor with him. Puts the ball through, but it's cut out by the number 5 Sutton. Over towards Meikle. Meikle fires a shot, but it's not on target and goes wide of Addy's goal. But again, quick movement by the Poppies. Looking quite sharp up front.
Yeah, that was a shame, that was, because Carter chose the wrong option. I don't think he saw Enty on his right-hand side, who was in a better position. Tried to thread it through for Aaron Connor, but yeah, that was a shame.
Addy then, it is back. It's a free kick to Kettering. It's Scars over the ball, Joe Scars. Plays it left towards Meikle. Meikle chests it down, does well. He's got 2 round him. He's got Brighton to use if he wants him. He does use Brighton. Brighton pumps the ball forward towards Carter. Carter just outside the penalty area on the left-hand side. Plays it back to Meikle. Meikle comes inside with his right foot. Now he's onto his left foot. Plays it towards O'Connor. O'Connor turns. Can't get one in. Brighton might try a snapshot. Can't. Gets it to Meikle. Meikle being pushed back. Puts the ball in left-footed towards Connor Kennedy. The back post. Kennedy gets one in. And there's NT, but it's headed by the number 5 for a Kettering corner, Shane Sutton, who once again makes an important intervention and stopping Kettering getting their first goal back in the Vanarama North since 2008. The last goal, of course, scored in that was, in fact, who, Harry?
Mark Cooper.
Mark Cooper, that's it, in injury time, 10 seconds after he came on. Dream finish, but it is James Brighton with this corner for the Poppies on this left-hand side, low towards Kennedy, headed out easily though, flicked on towards Dinger. Dinger Chestic, good work to the number 11, cut out by Richards, back to Kennedy. Kennedy fixed the ball. It's going to be a heavy one there for Brighton, who swaps side to chase, goes out harmlessly for a goal kick. 0-0 here at Latimer Park, and
James Brighton will be disappointed there. He's put some wonderful crosses in and some wonderful corners in pre-season. There was his first opportunity to put a corner in. Didn't beat the first man. So,
well, there we have it. And it's a throw-in by the corner flag on our right-hand side at the Morrison's end by Stephen Morley when he takes it. He does. He's trying to find Williams, but he found Deeney. It's by Enty. Enty's got nobody with him though. He's going to try it down by the byline. Puts one in low-footed here. Headed out again by Sutton, who's been very influential. Shane Sutton so far, the captain, cutting out a lot of Kettering's crosses. It's going to be a corner. James Brighton going down once again.
Redemption time.
Redemption time, as Gary Foreman says here, for Brighton to put one of his pre-season crosses in. And if he does, who knows what can happen from that. Brighton then puts the ball in the quadrant. Steps back, takes 2 paces, in it comes low though. Another poor one from him. Richards gets in there, might try a snapshot, does it, comes in low, but straight into the arms of Corey Addy. That's 2 poor corners from Brighton, and he's lapsed back into the time zone of a few seasons ago where we can't beat the first man. But,
yeah, very annoying. A carbon copy of the first one, really. Just needs to find another 3 foot of height, and he'll be fine.
Ball pumped forward towards Paul White. It was challenged by Dinger, so from one goalkeeper to the other. Gary Corey, the Telford manager, comes out of his box to offer a few words of encouragement to the books. Paul White taking the ball further up field. Plays it towards Enty. Enty heads the ball onto O'Connor. He'll do well to keep this in, and he couldn't, and that goes for a goal kick. Don't forget, on Tuesday night, Poppies TV Audio will be at Kings Lynn. Last season we played them the second game of the season also, but it was here at Latimer Park. Kettering won that game 2-1. Going to be another difficult game as they've improved their lineup considerably, but we will be covering that game for you with Ed Palmer and myself at the Walks as Addy gets this ball back into play into Kettering's half. Richards wins the header, but it is only to Stephen Morley, who lumps it forward towards Williams. And Williams can't keep the ball in. A Kettering Town throw-in. Vidal with it. I thought Vidal was something to do with shampoo.
Vidal.
Oh well, Vidal then, or Vidal, depending on how you want to pronounce his name.
Yes, Sassoon, wasn't it? Just thinking of it. Yes, Sassoon Vidal. You're right.
Enty with it, and back to Cartwright. Cartwright pushing the ball forward, and O'Connor offside, much to the crowd's displeasure. Must have been a millimetre in it, but offside. You don't often hear the words O'Connor and offside in a game, do you?
No, very, very rarely, Paul. Very rarely. He's obviously playing on the edge, you know. What is he, 35 now, I think?
Yeah, he is.
You know, he probably needs every millimetre he can gain in a foot race. But he still looks sharp when he gets going.
The ball is back in the Kettering half on the far side with Aaron Williams, but he's managed to keep the ball out of play, which is a throw in by the corner flag on the far side, by the little stand at Latimer Park, if you've been to Latimer Park, which is almost full. And we'll bring you the attendance when we can find that out for you. It's to Carter. Carter, though, can't control it. Comes off his knee and goes for a throw-in. It's going to be taken by Ross White, the right back on the far side. So White with it. Hasn't taken it yet. Not a lot on for him, not a lot of movement for him. So still White with the ball, getting a bit of a jeer now from the crowd. Plays it, and Brighton intercepts, but it's cut out by Connor Kennedy. But it's a game of pinball, and the pinball arrives at Richards. And a heavy ball towards O'Connor, who back flicks it out for a throw-in by the halfway line. 0-0 here at Latimer Park in this Vanarama North game. 25 minutes, I make it gone on the watch as the ball finds Knights. Shot comes in, it comes off a Kettering player. Paul White stops it going out for a corner. No problem there. Yeah, next Saturday we've got the long trip to Darlington. Not been there for a few years. The Northern Echo Arena was the last time I went, and lost 3-1.
We won't be going there.
Won't be going there. No, not quite sure where we'll be going, but we will be going. As Paul White gets the ball back underway, Enty can't win it, and that should go out for a throw-in right by the corner flag on the far side. So there we are. Pretty even Stevens so far, which is good to see. Kettering not being outclassed. And Telford, one of the better sides in this division, and certainly going to give Kettering a few problems. They look sharp. They want to obviously start their season off with a win, as do Kettering in front of their home fans. The ball comes in, and Kennedy fouled by Aaron Williams. So it gives Vidal a chance here. It's about midway in the Telford half on this right-hand side. Brighton moves it 6 to 7 inches. Of course, there's no spray here now. That's the first time it ever happened against Peterborough United in the league, where a spray was used at Latimer Park, or in fact any Kettering game whatsoever. How about that?
Back on a hairspray again or something?
Hairspray, paint. I'm not quite sure what it was, but it was the first time a spray was used. But James Brighton over this free kick, left-footed, comes in towards the back post. There's Carter. Carter gets to it. O'Connor overhead kick, and he is adjudged to have kicked one of the Telford players in the head, attempting with the overhead kick, and referee stops play. The physio or sports therapist trots down this right-hand side. He's up. I think it's Ross White, who took the impact. He's up. And referee having a quick word with O'Connor. O'Connor was entitled to go for that, surely.
Yeah, I think it was a legitimate overhead kick in the penalty box. You know, he wants to score a goal. Nothing wrong with that. It just happens that Ross got his head in the way. Brave defending, yeah. But I don't know quite why the referee deemed it necessary to have a word with Connor. But no card, that's the main thing.
So Addy then will get the game underway. Everybody bunched together just on the offside of the centre circle. There's nobody out here wide where we are. Brighton trying to win this. Ball goes out of play. Throw into Kettering by the Kettering Town Football Club stand, the blue one. So that's also packed as well in there. Can't see any spare seats in that one. But a throw in. Brighton takes it towards Carter. Carter wins the ball, but it only goes towards the Telford number 4, Deeney. Deeney still with the ball. He finds Late on the wing. Back to Late. Late's got Brighton in front of him and tumbles in front of Brighton. Cleared by Scars, only towards Street. Street, though, can't control the ball, and it goes out for a throw-in. Aaron O'Connor wanted it taken quicker than that, but didn't get the ball. Brighton takes it from the wrong place, though, to O'Connor. Handball there by Late, but the ball pumped forward. Scars allows the ball to trickle back to Paul White. White goes down, takes it under pressure there from Aaron Williams. Still 0-0 here in the first half at Latimer Park as the clouds now sort of come over. Not forecast for rain, and for the first time in years I'm not wearing a jumper or anything up here on the gantry. It's almost pleasant.
Short weather, Paul, and we don't say that very often. Like you say, there's always a cold wind, even in the summer sometimes. But it's about as good as it gets.
Good work there by Kennedy, trying to set Meikle away, but Ross White puts the ball out of play. You're listening to Poppy's TV audio, sponsored by Elgood's Brewery for the finest ales in Cambridgeshire and Wisbech. Come down and try and sample the beers here at Latimer Park. And if Marcus Beach is listening, thank you very much, Marcus, for your support this season, and Elgood's Brewery. I'm sure we'll be seeing you sometime down here at Latimer Park and can have a sample or two to imbibe in. But away comes Carter. Carter plays the ball through to Enty. Enty got nobody with him. Vidal's going to try the overlap. He plays the overlap to Vidal. Vidal puts the ball in. It comes off the number 10, Dinger, and that goes for a Kettering Town corner. Good work by Vidal. Good work by Dinger cutting that out. And Brighton has a third chance. Third time lucky, Gary, to get a decent delivery into that penalty area.
Fingers crossed. Come on, James.
Fingers crossed, everything crossed, as Brighton about to take this corner. In it comes, higher this time towards Carter, back post. He leaves it. O'Connor gets the ball though, just outside the penalty area. He takes a turn. He's got nothing much on for him. It plays to Linda Meikle. Meikle might hit one. Meikle fires one in. Comes on. Should be a handball. Appeals, nothing given, and the ball ricochets out towards Richens. Like to see that one on the highlights in about 2 weeks' time when we're allowed to show them. And in comes Carter with a chance here. Carter plays it, but it's muscled out and cleared by Telford, booted forward towards Dinger. He's pushed to Vidal in the back. Dinger goes down, and a bit of a conflab there. Ball back with Paul White and cleared. Should that have been a penalty?
First impression was probably no, because the shot was hit with such force. The defender was, what?
The new ruling now, though, isn't it? I mean, there are new rules on penalties that are going to confuse everybody, me included.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's something to do with this natural shape and unnatural shape, but, you know.
Depends what diet you're on, isn't it?
Well, indeed. It didn't look like an unnatural shape. He just sort of, tried to get in the way with the ball with his body. So, for me, no.
Well, Cartwright has to win that one. It's won by the number 8 Walker to Aaron Williams on the outside of the penalty. Puts one in here, headed out by Scars. Deeney tries to get to it. It finds the number 7 late on the other side of the penalty. It comes off Brighton. Back in the penalty area, headed out by Scars, who misheads it towards Vidal. He puts it, Connor pushed in the back right in front of the referee by Sutton. Nothing given by the referee. Fans not happy with that decision, nor am I, but play goes on. Back with Telford, it's hoofed forward. I say the word hoofed because it's rather agricultural, but it's found the man, Dinger. He plays it back to Stephen Morley. Morley back to Dinger and put out by Cartwright. Still 0-0 here. Both sides have had opportunities to get the ball in the net. Nothing sort of major, but they've had good chances. It's Stephen Morley. He's must be about 90 now, Stephen Morley. I remember him playing years and years ago, but certainly kept himself fit and is up to a good standard of football. He's got the throw-in towards Cartwright, cuts it out, goes out for a throw-in, and I've just spotted a dog in the ground, a real one, nice and fluffy.
What breed's that one, Paul?
I'm not sure what breed that is. It's tails wagging, and there we go, but it's still Stephen Morley with the ball. It's a throw-in. Hasn't taken it yet. Walker's trying to get the ball to him, but still Morley with the ball. No movement. Now there is movement. He's found Walker. Comes off Vidal, but the referee says another throw-in from exactly the same position. The dog is now lying down. The ball's quickly put in there to Knights. Knights put in a good tackle and a corner to Telford. Good tackle by Richens on the byline. And a chance for Telford to put pressure on Kettering. If there's been an Achilles heel for Kettering, it has been from corners and back posts. So we'll have to see if that has been resolved. Nicky Eden, of course, a defender, will have observed things in the past. And it is Morley with this corner. Comes in. Paul White can't get there. Richens does. He's been fouled, though. Referee blows his whistle. And that's a free kick to Kettering.
Yeah, Paul White was blocked off there. It was quite clear, and referee spotted it. Telford were trying the old England World Cup routine where they all stand in a bunch at the edge of the area and then break off very quickly into different directions. But if they impede the goalkeeper like that, they can do what they want.
Yep, Paul White having to go and collect the ball is walking back. He's signalling to the linesman where to take it from. Linesmen won't have a clue, of course, because they never have. But Paul White now has put it on his 6-yard box, agreed with the linesman to be taken from. As the Kettering subs, Kelly, Solken and Storer all begin to warm up. And there's our first sighting of Elliot Hodge. White gets the ball back towards Carter. He's beaten to it, though. Cleared by Adam Walker towards Dinger. Dinger wins the header. It's a good ball towards Williams. Williams keeps the play there, but good tackle by Scars. And in fact, it was Cartwright. Throw in taken quickly. Telford now the chance to be late. Goes out for a goal kick. Telford saying it's a corner. Linesman says goal kick. And I think it's blatantly a goal kick, because I would do.
Well, the first 15 or so minutes was quite entertaining. I think the next 15 less so. Game has settled down a little bit. Both sides have got a feel for each other. But Kettering Overhaul will be reasonably pleased, I think.
Yep, good introduction back into this division. Not sure of any of the results. We'll try and bring you a few of those later, but nothing of any importance yet. I think
it's a bit early for table watching.
A bit early for table watching, isn't it? We'll probably just keep our concentration on this game for a while. But Paul White then again puts in the ball. Richards flicks it on towards O'Connor. O'Connor can't win the ball. It's back with White. He plays a wide ball, but Brighton will allow this to go out of play, which he does. And that's a Kettering throw in on the far side in between the two stands. And he's taking his time, Brighton, scratching his head, and plays the ball through. Brighton then with the throw in towards O'Connor, but it's found Street. Telford on the halfway line, pushing the ball forward. Well done by Vidal and Enty. Enty now is running away. He's got the overlap in Vidal if he sees him, but he's brought down there by Ellis Deeney. Deeney not happy, and referee going to have a word with him. Kennedy giving his 10 penneth, but that was a blatant push on Enty. And I don't think... Oh, it is. It's going to be the first yellow card of the season. And it's going to go to number 4, former Poppy, Ellis Deeney. Is in the referee's book.
I think that was a bit harsh, to be honest. It was a foul. It didn't look in isolation to be a yellow card offence for me. And I don't think Deeney had transgressed before, so, but it's the referee's decision. And Deeney is in the book. James Brighton has a chance to put one back into the penalty box with his left foot. Here we go.
So Brighton then hopefully making amends for some poor work there. Plays it in towards Carter, can't get there. In comes Brighton, but it's going to be beaten by the number 11 Knights. And in towards Enty, shoots blocked by Knights. It ricochets to Late. Back in by Kennedy, on by Deeney. Back to Brighton, heads the ball through, cut out by White. It's like a pinball again as it's found Cartwright. He plays it wide, but unfortunately intercepted by Late. Late now is away, plays a long ball. Only Dinger up front. Paul White allows it to come into penalty area, collects it easily. No problem there. So Ellis Dean, the first booking, the first statistic we're going to make a note of this season. And 0-0 here at Latter Park as we're heading towards half-time. About 7 or 8 minutes plus what's ever added on. We'll listen to Poppy's TV audio, sponsored by Elgood's Brewery. And Conor Kennedy wins the ball, but he's got a threatening bit head, and it goes at an obscure angle off for a throw-in. And Stephen Morley losing weight as he's running up and down here. He needs to, though. He looks like he had a few burgers, doesn't he? But certainly...
if that's a bad figure, Paul,
no, he's still
God help us too.
Exactly, but still a class player as Morley. He gets the throw-in, but intercepted by Cartwright. Cartwright pumps it forward towards Carter. Carter takes a touch, flicks it through towards Enty. Enty's got O'Connor. Enty on this right-hand side, plays it in low towards O'Connor. O'Connor's in. Oh! Sitter, Enith touched by O'Connor, and that would have been the opening goal. He missed it. The ball back with Brighton now on the far side. Gets it to Meikle. Meikle, left footed, plays the ball into Brighton. Cut out though by Late and delivered towards Walker. He finds Knights, and they do well between them. It's Dinger. Fix the ball forward to Knights. Knights now might try a long range effort himself. He doesn't place it towards Dinger. Dinger out to the penalty, plays it right, left footed. And that goes wide of Paul White's goal. As must have been a deflection because the referee has given a corner as Deeney was rolling over in the penalty area. So a corner to the books.
That was a gilt-edged opportunity though for Aaron O'Connor. Beautiful cross from Enty. It really was right on his, well, should have been right on his head. O'Connor must have been about 5 yards out, and he sort of jumped under the ball almost. It was strange, but big chance.
Morley then with this corner. Paul White a bit unsighted there, and it comes off the Telford player.
It was Deeney who got the header.
Deeney got the header.
Yep.
It was a free header, but glanced away from Paul White, and goal kick. White, the custodian, grabbing the ball, strolling over as he does. Nicky Eden out of his dugout. Gary Carron having a word with the linesman, and that must be Ruben Ricardo down here in front of us. So Paul White then with this goal kick, 0-0 here at Latimer Park. Takes it left-footed towards Carter. Carter beaten to the ball. Brighton gets the ball back into play towards Carter. Carton beaten again by Street. On towards Late. Late plays a high ball. Richards underneath it, wins it towards Carter, flicks it on towards Meikle. Meikle on this left-hand side doing well, but ball is put out by Meikle under pressure from Ross White, and that is a throw-in on the far side. Going to be taken by White. Kettering have a club shop now in the ground, so if you are going to visit in the future, you can get all sorts of memorabilia and shirts, scarves, socks, pants, programs, autographed books. Anything you want is in the club shop, and doing very well, I understand, in pre-season. And there's a good gate today. We'll bring you that later on. So if you are here, nip in the club shop and get something that all helps Kettering town. Brighton with this throw in towards Carter, but he's beaten to it. Ball back with Morley as Enty chases him down. Morley plays it left-footed towards Dinger. Dinger cut out though by Richards, but it's only on towards Walker. Walker plays it back to Deeney. Intercepted by Kennedy. Hooked on by Richards, but unfortunately Richards' ball is just lumped forward. Goes out for a goal kick, and the tall orange bird's nest goalkeeper of Corey Addy gets the ball back into play. Richards misses this time, but Connor Kennedy pushed in the back though by the Williams. Williams still win it, tackled from behind by Kennedy, and that's going to be a free kick. And looks like Kennedy is going into the book here for a tackle from behind. Now that I think was rather harsh. It was definitely a free kick, but don't think it was a booking.
I think the definition of tackle from behind maybe in this league is a bit different, because he certainly got enough of the ball, but the referee deeming that he went through the man to get the ball, and it is going to be a yellow card. He's not going to talk his way out of it.
Bookings are going to be that sort of easy in this league. There's going to be a lot of them, because that was like the
fear for Cartwright and Richards in the middle there.
Yeah,
both combative midfielders, but
certainly
like a tackle.
But certainly it's going to be an interesting one as the season goes on, if that's going to be the standard of bookings so far. Neither bookings for Telford or Kettering really, in my opinion, deserved a yellow card. A talking to, yes, but not a yellow card. So the Kettering Wall going to have to go back. It's a chance for Telford to gain the advantage just before half-time. Referee striding out the wall. Only 3 in it at the moment. He can't stand there in that wall, can he? I wouldn't have thought. As the new ruling is that you can't have opposing players in the wall or a metre or so either side of it, as we found out at Barwell when we scored a goal. But it's going to be, who's this with the free kick? Looks like Morley, I think, with the free kick. Or it's going to be Darryl Knight. In it comes. Left the wall eye. Oh, and an absolute beautiful goal there by Morley. Comes on the right-hand side. Paul White easily beaten. Great strike. 1-0 to Telford.
It's the old boy curse again. Wonderful strike though it was by Stephen Morley with that left foot. We know he's got quality on that left foot, and well, Paul White, no chance. It was in off the post, top right hand corner of the goal, and ricocheted back into the net. And well, goal from nothing.
Well, I won't say against the run of play, the sides have been pretty even, but it's the first real strike on target and straight into the net, and a very good goal indeed from the old timer, the old stager, Stephen Morley, opening the first goal here at Latimer Park in the Vanarama National League North. So if memory serves me right, Kettering were 1-0 down against Telford in the FA Cup and came back to win 2-1. So hopefully at least that might happen. But Brighton back now with the ball, trying to find O'Connor. O'Connor pushed in the back, nothing by the referee. And O'Connor trying to win the ball. He doesn't. It's pumped forward towards Dinger. Dinger's got Scars and Cartwright with him. And this time Cartwright wins the foul. Paul White comes out of his penalty area to take this, takes his time. We're heading towards half-time. Takes it towards Enty. Enty on the edge of the penalty area, wins the header towards Connor Kennedy. Enty underneath it. Still Enty with it. Plays it wide, has to collect the ball, puts a good ball into Brighton on the far side, but there's a foul there by Brighton. And Brighton might be in trouble here now with the referee. He's going to go into the book for another foul. Going to be an interesting season if these fouls are going to be this particular, but Brighton has become the second Kettering player to go in. There's 1 minute of added time in this first half. The Pop is trailing to that goal on 43 minutes by Stephen Morley. Your views on that one?
Well, the only thing you can say, James Brighton was off his feet when he made the challenge, and obviously the referee does not like that challenge, therefore. And it didn't seem any particular harm for the player. In fact, there's very little contact at all. But like you say, we're going to have to get used to the refereeing in this league. So,
well, it's certainly a higher standard.
Card's been marked.
It is. It's certainly a higher standard than the one we just left. And some of the tackles here have been quite innocuous, to be honest. But the ball back into play by Addy. Brighton underneath it. Heads the ball towards Meikle. Meikle can't get there. Street can. He pumps the ball out. We'll be heading towards the half-time interval in a few moments. If you've just joined us, where have you been? Secondly, it is Kettering Town 0, AFC Telford 1. Brilliant free kick, and there goes the half-time whistle as the Telford players and officials sprint off towards the dressing room, and Kettering losing 1-0. Your thoughts on the first half performance, Gary?
Well, it was a bit of a hammer blow. I think it was a 0-0 or a 1-0 maybe, because there's chances either end. Aaron O'Connor was the best chance for Kettering by a mile, but you goal out of nothing really. A wonderful piece of quality from the old boy Steph Morley, and Kettering have got to deal with that and come out firing in the second half.
Well, we're going to take a 15-minute break now, but we'll be back with you for the second half coverage of this entertaining first game against AFC Telford. So it's Kettering Town 0, AFC Telford 1. We'll be back live in the second half in around 15 minutes' time. Welcome back then to the second half here at Latimer Park. If you've just joined us, it is Kettering Town 0, AFC Telford United 1. That goal scored just before half-time. A curling free kick in off the post from Stephen Morley. Both teams are back on the pitch. Kettering kicking towards their favourite end, the Tin Hat end. I won't say the Tin Hat is packed, but it's got a fair amount of people in there. We'll bring the attendance in a few moments. We do have the attendance, and rather disappointing one in my opinion, but certainly my opinion of 959 here for this first game back in the conference. I thought we'd at least get 1,000 people here for the opening game.
People on holidays, though, school holidays might account for that missing 40, 50.
Well, there's always some excuse of not to turn up at a Kettering game, but there we go, 959, which is the highest opening day match for the last 6 seasons at least for Kettering Town. So that is a Brucey bonus, a plus, which is good. So no changes so far, as I can see, as before we kick off. A referee has just come out. No changes for Telford, no changes for Kettering. I'll just give you Kettering's lineup once again. Paul White in goal. Vidal, Jean van der Val is Vidal is number 2. James Brighton 3. Joe Scars 4. 5 is Sam Cartwright 6. Michael Richin 7. Lyndon Meikle 8. Aaron O'Connor 9. Daniel Enty 10. Joel Carter and 11. Connor Kennedy. Your subs for Kettering are Luke Graham, Brett Solkins, Gary Storer, Marcus Kelly and Elliot Hodge. Referee looks at his sundial. And it's nice and warm here at Latimer Park. It's Joel Carter over the ball. Kettering kicking towards the Tin Hat end. It's 0-1 and we're underway. The ball back with Richards. Plays it square to Vidal on the far side. He finds Enty. Enty on the halfway line. Plays it forward to Carter. Carter traps it. Intercepted though by Deeney. And it's back with Vidal. He's being challenged. Goes down. That's the free kick. Dinger bringing him down. And early free kick as Richard Atkinson falls over on the gantry at the top here with a big sack of money for the Justin Edinburgh Foundation, which was going on today.
Yeah, very good cause.
Very good cause indeed.
Very sad that we're having to contribute for it.
It is. And we're back under play here. It's Enty. Does well, gets the ball in front of him, plays it towards Vidal, trips it through towards O'Connor, beaten to it. Enty can't get there. And the smell of barbecue is wafting over. I could do with a burger, but it is Enty puts the ball in, it comes off a Telford player, cleared by Knights. He finds Williams. Williams gets the ball to Dinger, who goes down under pressure and sliced out though by Vidal. Telford wanted a free kick, but they've got a throw in. And the Tin Hat now looks a lot healthier behind there. Kettering fans packed in there as Telford get the ball over here to Ross White. White, he finds Chris Late. Late though, pressurised by Brighton. Brighton gets the ball only towards White. He finds Late, and Brighton again is allowing the ball to come out. And there's Scars doing well, plays the ball long towards Carter. Carter takes it in his stride. Still Carter plays the ball to O'Connor. O'Connor back to Meikle. Meikle pumps it forward, but that's going to go straight to Street. He hooks the ball towards Cartwright. Cartwright leaves it. A mistake there by Cartwright. And Paul White having to come out. And that could have been worse there for Kettering as Cartwright stumbled a bit, allowing Dinger to possibly get into position. But luckily for Kettering, they didn't do that. The barbecue does smell nice, doesn't it?
He did. He just missed the bounce there. It's quite a firm bounce on this pitch at the moment. And yeah, Cartwright nearly got caught out there, but fortunately for Kettering, nothing came of it.
Kennedy heads the ball on, but it goes straight to the Telford number 6, Theo Street. He pumps it forward towards Williams. Williams by the corner flag. And it goes out for a corner. It comes off Cartwright. So first set piece of the second half goes to Telford. It's going to be Stephen Morley, the goal scorer, who's going to take this. It was a cracking free kick from the old-timer and beat Paul White. All hands down, coming in off the post at the top, ricocheting in. They always look spectacular, don't they, when that happens? And that was a good goal. So Morley then again with this set piece. Low, Paul White comes out, misses it. Headed in. And that just goes over. Paul White there made a little mistake, and the ball was headed over by Elias Deeney. Anything on target, and that would be another one.
Yeah, Paul White completely misjudged the flight of that ball, and yeah, he was stranded. It would have been a tap-in header, but fortunately, although the header was made on target, it was under a little bit of pressure from the Kettering defence, and it looped over the bar. Bit of a let-off, though, that one for Kettering.
White then gets us back underway, but goes to Street. He finds Vidal, who slices the ball out. So Kettering losing a bit of composure at the moment. They've had chances to control the ball, but they've mistimed it. And that goes out for a throw-in. This hasn't been taken in a hurry. There's no ball available. So what's going on here? Can't even see the ball. Referee now wants one.
Spot the ball, Paul.
Spot the ball, is it? Now we have it. Luke Graham gets the ball to Meikle. Meikle catches it, and ball back over by the Kettering Town Football Club stand, the blue stand. That's been doing the rounds on social media of it being in various grounds recently, hasn't it? It was at Ford Sports and various other places, but it is Scars with it over his head towards Carter. Carter can't win the ball. It goes towards Knights. Knights feeds through to Williams. Williams tries a left footer. Paul White low, does a parry, gets it out. In comes the 10 off. Paul White's chest again and down. Good work there by Paul White. Could have been number 2 there, but the Irishmen are doing very well and stopping the advantage to Telford. Rolls the ball in front of him, redeemed himself for that missed cross with 2 excellent saves there. Paul White puts the ball towards O'Connor, but Sutton wins that one easy towards Meikle. Meikle now on the outskirts. We know what he can do from this range. Might try one. Still Meikle. Meikle goes out wide. Nobody with him. Brighton's behind him. Plays the ball back to Brighton. Brighton left footed. Puts the ball in. It should be headed out by Sutton or Morley. And now Telford get under attack. They're over the halfway line. Williams has got the ball over to Chris Late. Late. Kennedy in front of him. Kennedy does well. Gets the ball to Scars. Scars gets it to Meikle. Flicked on. But Street only puts the ball out of play. It's offside anyway. So a free kick to Kettering. But a little chance there for the Poppies. Richards geeing up the Kettering team. Of course, that all-important goal so far scored by AFC Telford. Stunning free kick, which you will see one day on our highlights when we're allowed to broadcast it. Paul White towards O'Connor. Street underneath it. Street wins the ball towards Deeney. Deeney. Richards towards Meikle. Meikle heads the ball onto O'Connor. Beaten to it by Street. Cleared by White. Only towards Scars. He pumps the ball back into Kennedy. It's pushed in the back. Referee having nothing of it. And Telford get the ball away. Only towards Scars, who pumps it back. There is Enty, gets it to Kennedy, back to Enty, but I don't think he's going to bring this battle. He doesn't, and that should be a Kettering throw-in. It is. Good work there from Enty, takes it quick towards Carter in the penalty area. Carter turns, gets the ball forward. A goal! The count on his debut, and the scores are level. Turned well, buries it into the net. 1-1.
Great finish. Great composure as well from such a young player, Joel Carter. He had his back to goal. You thought he's going nowhere, but he had other ideas. He turned inside the defender. Beautiful finish in the bottom corner. Keeper no chance, and that's just what Kettering needed. A great fillip to get that leveller.
That has woken up the tin hat. Going delirious behind Addy's goal there. A fantastic fight from the youngster. Scored 29 goals last season for Corby Town. Opened his account on his debut. And last person to do that was Dan Holman. So he's following good company. And it is a 1-1 here at Latimer Park. And that should now bring this game at all levels to a different level. And we'll see now what both teams are made of. As I said, Kettering were a goal down to Telford in the FA Cup and won 2-1. Let's hope history repeats itself as the ball is pumped forward. Brighton, little push there, gets away with it. The number 7 wins it late. Cleared by Richards towards Enty. Enty flicks the ball on, but Sutton plays it back to the goalkeeper. He spoons the ball high, though. Meikle underneath it heads the ball towards Enty. Enty can't get there, does. Challenged by Morley. Headed on by Deeney. Enty gets the ball, traps it down, pushed it towards Kennedy. He can't do much with it. It's kicked on by Street and put out eventually by Cartwright. Well, it's quite a different atmosphere now here at Latimer Park as the Poppies have levelled things. It's always good to get the first goal in front of your home fans on your debut.
Absolutely, and I was just thinking actually before that Kettering goal that Telford had made the better start to the second half, looking to consolidate what they'd won in the first half, but that throws a completely different complexion on it as we wait for another spot the ball competition.
Well, the ball has been retrieved.
We can continue.
Morley then with this throw-in. Finds Deeney. Deeney sort of unmarked, plays the ball again, but cut out by Vidal. He finds O'Connor. O'Connor gets it to Enty. Enty traps it to Carter. Carter to O'Connor. O'Connor now flicks the ball over. It's a poor ball. Linda Meikle won't get there, and Ross White just hoofs the ball anywhere, really, in the Kettering half. Scars has to play this. It comes off Williams, and that will be a Kettering Town throw-in. Brighton goes over. But if you're just tuning in, it is Kettering Town 1, AFC Telford United 1. You listen to Poppies TV audio, sponsored by Elgood's Brewery. Local beers from Cambridgeshire was beach in particular, as Brighton plays it left-footed towards Carter. Carter heads it down towards Enty. Enty. He misses out. Kennedy intercepts, plays the ball towards Meikle. Meikle, nobody with him, gets the ball, needs some help, gets it towards Brighton. Brighton left-footed towards Carter. There's Street, though. He chests it down, the towering figure of Street, hooks it towards Connor Kennedy, heads it up. Meikle and Deeney going for it. Meikle loses out to Deeney, though, and pushes Deeney in the process, and that will be a free kick on the halfway line. Quickly taken by Deeney, plays it out wide to Stephen Morley. Morley takes one touch, decides another touch. Plays the ball back now. He's got Darryl Knights in view. Knights plays it towards Deeney. Cut out by Cartwright. Hooked out by Richards. Only towards Sutton. Kettering at the ball back with Connor Kennedy. He finds O'Connor, who turns his man well. Good through ball here, but Street should miss that ball. He does. He gets it back to O'Connor. O'Connor on the wing. Kettering player now going for the second goal. Richards in the mid-park. Oh, a poor ball, though, by Richards. Brighton's got some work to do here as Chris Late running forward. Chris Late has got a player wide. Does well here. Might try a shot. Comes in, and it was a poor cross in the end. There was, I think it was Dinger unmarked on the 6-yard box on the back post. If he could have got the ball in, that could have been a different proposition. But it's end-to-end stuff here at the moment at Latimer Park.
Yeah, Late ran out of steam there on the cross. By the time he got to the byline, he got no energy left to put a decent cross in, fortunately for Kettering, but just goes to show one misplaced pass in that midfield area and you're in trouble at the other end.
Paul White then gets us back underway towards O'Connor. He wins this, but it goes straight to the number 5. Barged in there to Richards. Richards gets the ball back to Vidal, who slices it. Brighton needs to do something with it. He heads it into the centre circle. Deeney brings the ball down only towards Richards. Late wins the ball to Williams. Williams turns. Good tackle there by Richards. Goes out for a throw-in on the far side. Exciting stuff here. This is end-to-end football. This is different football from last season. It is a vastly improved style of football, isn't it? It is going to be an interesting season. Ball comes in. Paul White underneath it. Palms it away. There's Late, plies one in, comes in back post, and any touch on that would have been a goal. And it goes wide of Paul White's goal there as Brighton just gets up. That was definitely a chance for Telford. But,
yeah, a bit flappy there from Paul White. Fortunately, Late's cross-come shot was going wide, and Williams, it was coming in on the back post. It was just too quick to him. Couldn't get anything on it. Telford fans now it is to... making a bit of noise behind Paul White's goal.
Yeah, Paul White with the goal kick gets it towards Carter and Enty, but it's won easily by Sutton. And a foul there by Dinger on Cartwright gives Kettering a free kick, and Dinger didn't allow Vidal to take it. Should be a booking then. But no booking. Paul White then comes out midway in Kettering's half to take this on the far side, delivers the ball towards Enty, who's on the wing, headed out by Morley, goes out for a throw-in. Jarvan Vidal over there with it. Ball's in the Kettering stand. It hasn't reappeared yet. Wake up. If it had been the cricket, it'd have been ball back straight away, wouldn't it? But Vidal then with the throw-in, being told just to get on with it by the referee. He's found Enty. Enty flicks it back to Vidal, flicked on towards Enty. Enty, though, misses the ball and cleared by Telford. A miss there, and Williams gets a chance. Gets the ball too late. Definitely offside he was, but then it comes late with a long ranger. Paul White easily collects that. But poor decision by the linesman here, as there were two tougher players offside. Nothing given. Thankfully, nothing came from that. Otherwise, that would have been quite contentious. It's nice having a drummer back, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it adds to the atmosphere, I suppose you could say. But I come all the way from Shropshire today. Down that M54, M6.
Enty trying to find O'Connor, he can't, but Carter wins the ball back, does well, gets the ball to Meikle. Meikle is outside the penalty area. We know he can shoot from this range. Hasn't got space, but it comes inside. Goes one way, goes the other. Still Meikle with it. Gets the ball to Enty, puts the ball into Kennedy. Kennedy closed down. It's back now to Vidal. Vidal to Cartwright, puts the ball in. And headed out eventually by Telford, only towards Meikle. It spins off Meikle's head and arrives at Richards, who slices the ball there with a sand wedge towards Enty. It arrives at Connor Kennedy, who lets the ball go out for a throw-in. He probably could have stopped that, but it is a Telford throw-in. 1-1 here at Latimer Park in this Vanarama National League North first game of the season. First game back in the old Conference North as it was. Back to Vidal, pumps it forward. There's only O'Connor up front, beaten to it by Sutton. Connor Kennedy gets the ball, pumps it forward. There's no Kettering player there. Street allows it to Sutton, and he gets the ball, or allows the ball to Corey Adele, who the imposing figure in this neon orange kit with this bird's nest haircut. But it is Deeney with the ball. He gets it to Ross White, squares it back with Deeney on the halfway line. Deeney looks up left-footed towards Williams. Williams into the Kettering Town penalty, puts the ball in. Paul White comes out and easily collects it. No on-rushing Telford player could connect with it. White very quickly boots the ball out towards Enty on the far side. Enty will keep this in. He does, but loses the ball in the process. They're saying handball, but it comes off Morley for a throw-in. Quickly taken, poor throw-in though. Morley wins it. O'Connor though does the work here inside the penalty area. Here comes O'Connor, shoots, comes in, good save by Adele in the 6-yard box. Goes down from O'Connor's pass shot, let's say, and that's got the Telford box or the Telford bench is substitutes warming up after that. Addy gets the ball underway here. Good work there by Scars, but the ball's back with Late. Late, the number 7, gets Williams. Williams back to Late. Still Late with the ball. Might try a shot himself here. Plays it square. Unmarked. Here's the number 8. Puts one in. Well blocked by Connor Kennedy and headed on by Enty. Enty now has got some space. Then he got O'Connor up front. It's 2 against 2. Kettering players moving forward. Still Enty with it. Puts the ball in low and it comes off. Shane Sutton has been my man of the match for Telford for a corner. He certainly cut out a lot of crosses for the Poppies and just put another one out there. Brighton goes over. We could do with a James Brighton special here, and a nice headed goal from O'Connor would be nice, wouldn't it?
It'd be very nice indeed.
I don't care who scores actually, as long as we get one in the net. To
indeed,
be honest.
but yeah, Sutton and Street, a couple of units at the back. Well, they do position themselves well. You have to say they're well organised.
Brighton takes his position. He's 2 paces away. In comes the ball in swinging corner. There's Carter, can't get there. And cleared by Street, only towards Lyndon Meikle though. Meikle gets on into his right foot. Still going. Meikle goes out wide, the penalty area. Still going. Underchallenged by 2 players. It comes back. The ball's back to Scar. Scar's left-footed in there. They're not bad actually. And it goes to Brighton. Brighton on the far side. Might try a left-footed curler. Does. Headed out though by Street. Only towards Richards. Kettering applying the pressure here. That's too heavy from Richards. And the pressure relief for Telford. And that's a throw-in to AFC Telford United down by the corner flag on the left-hand side. Well, the standard of football in this division far higher than in the Evo Stick, if this is anything to go by. Telford really are a good side, and Kettering matching them ball by ball as the ball comes there. Miles offside there was the number 10 Dinger, comes inside Dinger and knocked down, penalty. And the Telford players here, who only 5 yards offside, which the linesman missed. There was a shoulder charge there by Cartwright. He went down like a paper kite, and referee signals penalty, and he sent off Carter. Unbelievable refereeing. Absolutely unbelievable. Well, Cartwright has got himself into the record books by being sent off. Red card. And
why has he been sent off?
I'm not sure why he's been sent off. Brighton asking the question, but awful refereeing and linesmanship down here. And the number 10 Dinger was only 5 yards offside. They missed that. He went through, went down like a paper kite, and from that, Cartwright has been sent off on his debut for Kettering, and it is Williams who's going to take this penalty. Paul White on his line. Of course, Paul White now can't move around too much. Both feet have to be on the line, and Williams over the ball. Kettering reduced to 10 men. From everything that was going all right, I think Napoleon said at the moment everything was going right, everything went wrong. Well, we will soon see in a moment. Paul White against Williams. Williams takes it. Oh! Tips it onto the bar. Absolutely brilliant stuff by Paul White, and deserved so from the cheating Telford team. Yep, that was a terrible decision by the referee and linesman, and well deserved. Brilliant save from Paul White, and Kettering still in the game here, and but down to 10 men.
Top class save from Paul White, spreading himself to the left, full stretch, getting a hand to it, pushing onto the bar. And, well, Kettering do survive that. As Paul says, they're down to 10 men, and it's going to be a long 25 minutes or so now.
Stephen Morley trying a long-range effort there, but again, you'll see that on the highlights later in the week. Stunning save from Paul White. Just shows you what a class goalkeeper he is, and keeps Kettering at 1-1. But the disadvantage of being reduced to 10 men, with some shocking officialdom once again. If shoulder-to-shoulder tackles are going to be sending off offences, then a lot of teams are going to be down to small figures. But just want to get some confirmation, Gary, of the penalty, of the sending off.
Well, I thought he caught him on the leg, but my colleagues on the gantry tell me that it was more of a shoulder barge, in which case it wasn't an attempt at a tackle, and therefore the red card would have been the right decision. So we've seen that a little bit differently.
Are we playing snowflake football anymore? You know, it's unbelievable how this game is becoming a namby-pamby game, isn't it?
It is the rules. The referee's seen it as a shoulder barge rather than an attempted tackle, and therefore the red card under those circumstances is the right one. But Kettering have just got to regroup, and we've just got to sort out the defence. I think Kennedy has now gone back into centre half. We're just going to have to work a little bit harder for the rest of the game.
Yep, Ross White for Telford squares the ball to Walker. He plays it back to Street, back to White, squares it to Deeney. Deeney being challenged by Carter, who got Kettering's equaliser. He finds Late taking on Brighton, goes one way, beats Brighton for pace, going to get the ball over. He does. Ball comes in, back post, misses out. And NT, who's now come back, just hoofed the ball away into no man's land. And that goes out for a throw-in midway over the far side to Telford United. Shane Sutton throws the ball back to the goalkeeper. Telford about to make a substitution. Away comes Theo Street, squares it to Deeney. Deeney comes inside Richards, plays a ball but intercepted by Brighton. Brighton puts the ball through, but nobody there, only goes to Street. Marcus Kelly looks like he's going to come on for Kettering as well. Sutton to Walker. Walker in the centre of the park, gets the ball over on the far side, back to Walker in the centre. Of course, they have that one-man advantage at the moment. A good ball here to Chris Lake, comes inside Brighton. Going to try a snapshot maybe. Goes outside Brighton, has beaten him again. Ball comes in, back post, nobody there. And Dinger will do well to keep this in. He has done, and it has gone for a corner. as it looks like Kettering might make a double substitution as Gary Storer and Marcus Kelly are putting on their shirts. So we're going to see a double substitution after this corner. Telford fans obviously behind the goal there, cheering on their team, getting behind them. They have the man advantage. They have the and the referee now has stop in play. Eden down here wanting the change after the corner. Corner hasn't been taken yet. Got James Brighton on one back post. Carter is in the 6-yard box. Paul White has Dinger in front of him. There's a melee of players on the D and on the line. In comes the corner from Morley. It's low. It's headed out, and Paul White just sees that ball go over his bar, being challenged by Dinger. And Kettering now going to make their substitutions. It's going to be Marcus Kelly and Gary Storer coming on. We'll see who's coming off in a few moments. So Joel Carter, scorer of the equaliser, is coming off for Gary Storer. Had a good game, has Joel, and Marcus Kelly is coming on. Kelly, can't see who by, and he's coming on for Aaron O'Connor. So O'Connor, who's come back after injury, been a little ineffective in this game really, not had a lot of chances though, and he comes off.
Yeah, he's worked hard, one good chance, which he'll be disappointed not to have got his head on, but he's worked hard for the team.
Fresh legs though with Kelly, we know what he can do.
We need
and
fresh legs.
Storer always gives 100%, certainly when we're going to be in a defensive mode for the last periods of this game, down to 10 men. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Paul White gets the game underway. It's 1-1 here at Latimer Park. Kettering reduced to 10 men after sending off of Sam Cartwright, and a penalty save by Paul White from Aaron Williams from that sending off. It's hooked back towards Scars. Scars gets there and headed to Connor Kennedy, who heads it back to Paul White on his 6-yard box. Round of applause from the Kettering fans, who are all biting their nails now in the tin hat. There's plenty of time to go, 16-20 minutes to go at least in this second half.
22 and a half.
22 and a half minutes. I'll try to whittle it down if I can, but I can't. So a long way to go for Kettering. 1-1 would be a good start to the season under 10 men. Paul White fires the ball towards Enty, but Street wins that and he heads it back towards Addy, who looks a powerhouse in that goal mouth. Some low shots towards his left might help. Williams wins the ball, although it came off his shoulder, should be handball. Gets it to late to White. White squares it to Deeney. Deeney gets the ball through and cleared by Scars. He finds Meikle on the far side. Meikle takes a touch, beats Deeney to it. Storer can't get there, gets a touch and does well. Storer's away now, he's got Enty in front of him. There goes Marcus Kelly. It's 2 against 3. In comes Storer, and it comes off the number 3 Morley and goes for a corner for Kettering Town. Can Kettering get a goal from a set piece? We know we can score from set pieces, and it is now going to be Kelly to take this corner. Brighton is going back to a defensive position, and looks like Telford are also going to make 2 substitutions after this corner. But Kelly, his first action of this game, comes in, right-footed curler comes in, headed out though easily by Sutton. Storer underneath it, can't get there. Meikle can get there, no, Storer can as well. He gets it back to Kelly, the corner taker, who's had to move back into the Telford half. He's going forward. Plays it to Meikle. Meikle plays it back to Kelly. Kelly just outside the penalty area, having to go to near the corner flag. Kelly still with the ball. Plays one way. In it comes towards back post and headed out there by White. Another corner to Kettering. Will Telford make their substitutions, but certainly haven't given up the ghost here of Kettering trying to get the winning goal in this 1-1 draw, down to 10 men. Great penalty save by Paul White. It's been a thrilling game here so far, a sending off, a couple of bookings. It's been a good football game, a good introduction back to the Vanarama North. If they're all like this, we're going to see some season here at Latimer Park. It's going to be Kelly to take this corner. Thought about a short one to Brighton. That's not going to happen, but it is Kelly put the ball in the quadrant. I'd give anything for a goal now as Kelly puts the ball in towards the back post. Keeper comes out, takes it easy, and 9'9", the goalkeeper gets the ball out towards Williams, and Dinger comes through. Good tackle by Connor Kennedy. He's got two round him. Liner again asleep. But the number 8 Walker gets the ball. He comes inside the penalty area, gets the ball over to Knight. Thought about a shot, didn't. Deeney might. Deeney puts one in. Paul White and Chris Late's header goes over the bar, but the linesman once again has done another failure. I mean, the umpire in the England-Australia match has been appalling. This linesman down here is exactly the same. Needs to get a grip of what's going on. It's going to be 2 substitutions then by Telford. Number 17, Andre Brown, is coming on.
Fortunately, we don't get TV challenges here either on the linesman's decisions.
And James McQuilkin is also coming on for Telford, replacing number 10, Dinger. And I'm not sure who else is coming off, where the board is number 4, which is Ellis Deeney, the former Poppies player, is coming off for Telford. So 1 substitution each. We've got about 17 or 18 minutes left of this game. Of course, these games now will take an eternity to finish when you want a draw. And time is all relative, but it seems to struggle, doesn't it, when you want the game to finish early. Paul White
goes slower.
Gets it towards Enty. Enty traps it, does well under pressure, gets the ball over to Meikle. Meikle's got Storer in front of him, plays the ball through to Storer. Storer just outside the penalty area, plays it back to Meikle. Meikle, left-footed, right-footed, plays it square, gets the ball to... And there's Storer, surely not, no, there's Enty, blocked. Storer gets the ball in, comes off them, cry of handball, nothing given. There's Meikle, puts in, blocked, and somehow Telford get the ball away, and now it's a pressurised movement here from Telford as... Telford get the ball away to Williams. Williams can't do much with it, and it goes out of play. I thought Kettering were going to get a goal there. It's good blocking from the Telford defence, who've done well all afternoon, really.
They have been very good at blocking, same as the Kettering defence at times. And NT thought he might get his shot away. He couldn't, but Marcus Kelly's made a difference since he came on in the attacking sense, no doubt.
Yep, we know what Kelly can do. He's not played a great deal in pre-season due to a calf injury, but he certainly is opening a few eyebrows here this afternoon, which is good. And once we get Marcus Kelly back in full fitness, that will be great. But O'Connor is down here. I think he might be joining us, so maybe not. But of course, O'Connor coming back from a hip injury. Throw into the Poppies. Referee told him to get on with it. Vidal with it. Headed on by Morley. And put out of the ground by Connor Kennedy. That one, I think, has gone into Weetabix. Oh, no, it's not. It's come back into the ground and hit the clubhouse.
The new hospitality suite, Paul.
Marvellous, isn't it? I mean, I've been up there in the hospitality and the boardroom. If you get a chance to sponsor a game, you'll see what improvements have been made. They are fantastic. We've been to Nen Park, we've been at Rockingham Road, but the facilities up at Latimer Park in the hospitality and boardroom area are fantastic compared, aren't they, to those even?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we had to make adjustments for the league specifications on the boardroom side. But even so, it's a marvellous what they've been able to do with the space where the old boxing gym used to be, and yeah, it's made a world of a difference up there.
Throw in to Telford in the Kettering half. It's back with Sutton. Sutton has played the ball in towards Williams. Williams, though, it's going to be Marshall out, and it's a corner to Telford coming off Scars, who couldn't do much about that, to be fair. And Telford fans now getting behind their team as Morley goes over to take this corner as time is going on. We want to push it a little bit more as Kettering have been reduced to 10 men. They're sending off for Sam Cartwright, straight red. In it comes now. Paul White there under pressure here, headed out, and a free header there by, I can't see who that is. It's the number 17, Andre Brown, heads over Paul White's goal there. Off the top of his head, bounced off it, and
that's 13 minutes by my watch still to go.
And they're going as quick as mud, aren't they? These seconds and minutes.
Yeah, I keep looking at the watch every few
doesn't move,
seconds,
does it?
but
Never seems to when you want the thing to end early. But Paul White gets us back underway again. It goes towards Lyndon Meikle. He's beaten to it by Morley. Morley to Connor Kennedy. Kennedy towards Storer. Storer gets it to Richards. Richards to Enty. Cut out though by Telford. It's the number 8 Walker. Plays it towards Walker, but cut out by Kennedy, and that goes out for a throw-in. 1-1 here at Latterford Park. It's been dramatic. It's been exciting. We've had a penalty missed by Telford. A brilliant save by Paul White. We had a sending off in Sam Cartwright. Telford have had more of the play as Kettering have been reduced to 10 men, but Kettering still fighting to keep this at 1-1 or try and snatch a winner through a counter attack. It is Andre Brown. He finds Street. Street finds the other substitution, McQuilquin. He finds Brown. Brown, it tangles in his feet a bit. He's got, and down goes Quilquin. Good ball here to Walker. Walker plays the ball out wide to Morley. Morley got a bit of space. He might come inside. He's down by the byline. Ball comes in here, headed out by Connor Kennedy. Only towards White. White plays it out wide to Late. Late, is he going to get one in? He puts one in, comes in, crosses out, and headed out there by Scars for a corner. It's all Telford, as you'd expect, as the time is marching on. They have that extra man, and putting the Poppies under extreme pressure. Morley taking his time to take this corner, being given a new ball to play with. Gary Cowans has taken the ball and kicked it to him. Morley trots over to get it. Don't forget, on Tuesday, Ed Palmer and myself will be at Kings Lynn. Another difficult fixture against another good team. They made a few new signings. In comes the corner, right-footed, headed out there, good header. But it only goes towards the number 8 Walker. He beats Meikle to the ball. Still Walker puts the ball in here, and Paul White collects under pressure there from Andre Brown. He goes down in his 6-yard box and catches it to the applause of the fans in the tin hat, and it's still 1-1.
Great defensive header that was by Scars. Young lad, but he's impressed me this afternoon in the centre of the Kettering defence. And just as Sutton was trying to get his head on it, pounding in. Good defending.
White's kick is gone back to his opposing number, Corey Addy, who's not had a lot to do in this second half, to be honest. Won by Scars, but it only finds Late. Late plays the ball back to McQuilquin. He finds White. White squares it to Sutton, unmarked in the centre of the park. He plays it out wide to Morley on the far side. Morley, right-footed, gets it towards the number 11, but it's cut out by Kennedy, but only goes back to Morley. Intercepted by Enty, but Telford win the ball back. This man advantage proving to be useful at the moment. Ball played out wide to Chris Late. Brighton in front of him. Late's had the better of Brighton recently, still has. Comes out, might try a shot here. Right-footed, does Paul White there. Stumbles a bit, collects it, and a little bit of ricochet there, but Paul White was okay. He got the ball. But another good move from Chris Late. He seems to have the winning of James Brighton in this second half.
Yeah, James Brighton, he's looking a little bit tired. Of course, he had a lot of time off last season. He's come back to some sort of fitness this season. But, yeah, Chris Late is giving him the run around a little bit in the second half. And they're asking Marcus Kelly to cover behind as much as possible. Kettering have got that fine balance at the moment. They don't want to sink too deep too quickly. There's still a good 12, about 7.5 minutes, but Enty's on the break for Kettering now.
Enty puts the ball wide. It's a good ball here to Vidal with a bit of space here. Can Kettering conjure up something? Ball is with Meikle though. Telford though now back in numbers. He's found Vidal, who's lost the ball to Walker. Wins it back. In comes Vidal. Might try a shot. Blocked. Still Vidal with it. Nobody to give him a hand. Gets it to Storer. Still Storer plays it to Kelly. Kelly turns. Can Richards try a shot? Can't. Gets it to Storer and then to Meikle. Meikle on the byline. Cuts inside. Still Meikle with it. Being chased. Could do with some help from Storer. Still Meikle, now with Storer. Kettering still with this advantage. Plays the ball square to Richards. Richards has a man coming on him. Plays the ball through and gives the ball away after all that possession. And Telford get the ball to Andre Brown. He finds Adam Walker and away goes McQuilquin. He's got a bit of space here. If you could see late, he's unmarked. Gets the ball to Williams. Williams on the edge of the penalty area being challenged by Scar. In comes maybe a long-range shot here. It is a long-range shot. Comes in. Ricochets off Richards. Ricochets only towards Ross White. He's got a bit of space. Puts the ball in. Paul White comes out. And Kennedy really gets in front of Paul White when Paul White had called for it. But away it goes by Brighton. Can Kelly get there? He can't. It's back in by Street. Too late. And it is come off. And down goes Nitti. Puts his hand up. He needs some attention. I think the referee has been rather unkind to Kettering throughout this game. He's not given a lot to Kettering's way. And we'll be having words with him at the end of the game if he comes in.
The attendance given out, as we knew, at 9:59. And I think we've got about six and a half minutes. But I fear, Paul, we're going to be looking at several minutes on top.
Yeah, I think you're right. As I say, when you're under the cosh a bit and you need the game to finish, it does seem to take an eternity. I've got memories of Wycombe Wanderers years ago. We had 15 minutes of injury time in two halves. You know, it seems to go on forever. And Kettering have played well in this game. They've not been outclassed in any department. A poor decision by the referee, in my opinion, to send off Cartwright has given Telford the advantage. Kettering got a very, very good goal. And mind you, the goal from Telford, the free kick from Morley, was excellent. Can't deny that. And Northants Drainage, today's sponsors, have given man of the match to goalkeeper Paul White, who saved a brilliant save, the penalty, pushing it onto the angle of the crossbar and post to keep Kettering at 1-1. Made some other good saves as well.
Yep.
So
popular decision. With
it's a popular decision. Throwing comes in, won by White, and offside by Telford. Referee and linesman have got one right at last.
Yeah, we can eke out a little bit of time. Paul White will be in no hurry to gather the ball in and to trot over where the offence was given. Can we hang on? We've got about 4 minutes, I think, by my watch. Plus, I suspect at least 4. I think.
Well, I hate you suspecting things, Gary. This game will never end, will it, while we're at 1-1? But Paul White gets us back underway towards Enty and Kelly. But Sutton's there as usual. Had an exemplary game as him at centre-back, won by Scars. Richards underneath it, wins it towards Enty. Enty gets the ball, but Street gets the knee in. Richards wins that, having a tussle with the number 8 Walker, but the ball on the far side here. Pump forward, out comes Paul White. Goes down to waste a few more seconds, valuable seconds. Gets up on his knee here. Paul White always saves a good penalty at least once a season, doesn't he? And another one to his repertoire of saves.
I hope you can say more than one.
So do I. Well, I hope we don't give any more away. But there we are, pushing the back on Kelly. Nothing given by the referee. And the ball allowed to get to Sutton. He plays it back to Addy, the goalkeeper. And time ebbing away here. Long ball put down towards Connor Kennedy. He's missed it. Brown's got the ball. He's turning, the tall figure of Brown. And it could be a shot here from Brown, clear to the 15. He's going to turn, plays it out wide to the number 16 who's just come on, McQuilquin. It's his first real trust of the ball. He plays it back to Ross White. Ross White plays it long back to McQuilquin on the byline. Back to Ross White. Ball comes in now. Back post headed out by Scars towards Meikle. Now Meikle's got a chance here. There's Meikle and there's Nitti. Enty on the other side. It's 2 against 2. Can Meikle get the right ball? Kelly's coming through as well. Meikle under pressure here. Still Meikle gets the ball to Enty. Enty with a chance here. Enty shuts in. Ah! Goal! Goals pay the rent. 2-1 Kettering.
Well. Just when it was looking at the watch, worried about Kettering hanging on. We've only got up the other end and scored a goal. Fantastic play from Lyndon Meikle, holding up the play.
Latimer Park erupts as Gary Cowan slams the away dugout there. Enty scores on his debut. That's the first time two debutants have scored on their debut in many, many years. Can't give the exact figure. What a good goal that was. And Kettering take the lead. I did say the last time that Telford came down here, we beat them 2-1 from a goal behind.
You did, Paul.
I did, didn't I? Are you going to buy us a point if it stays that way?
Well, we've still got time, though. I mean, we've got 3 minutes, I think, by my watch, plus we've got plenty of stoppage time, so Kettering just need to concentrate, regroup. But what a wonderful fillip if they can hang on to this result now.
Well, we're back underway, and the Tin Hat is a different scenario now. It's been a long ball here for Chris Late. He's being pressurised by Vidal. Ball comes in, cleared by Kennedy, but it's only spooned into the sky. Back into the penalty area. Connolly underneath it. Connolly it finds Late by the corner flag. He comes in by the byline. Ball comes in and goes out for a corner. So pressure for the Poppies as we're edging nearer and nearer to that 90 minutes. Stephen Morley, the goal scorer for the Bucks, goes over to take this corner. Let's hope it's a terrible corner. And let's hope that Kettering can see these last few minutes out for a deserved victory. We only need 10 men. But in it comes now. Paul White's there. He's being collects it. And man of the match, Paul White, under pressure, goes down with the ball in his hand to the rapturous applause of at least 900 Kettering fans that are here. And are they going to see a winning return to the Vanarama North, which would be fantastic for Nicky Eden and the Kettering Town faithful? Paul White then gets the ball back underway. Gary Foreman looking at his sundial as Nitty tries to get onto the ball. He can't. It's headed back by Theo Street to Corey Addy. Addy now not taking his time now. He's been told to usher the ball up front. He does so. It's a long ball. Paul White is going to let that one go out, and he does. Well, somehow the referee has conjured up 5 minutes of added time. Where he's got that from, God only knows.
I said at least 4.
You said at least 4. I wish they'd listened to you. The referee, no idea whatsoever. But there we go. 5 minutes of added time. Can't think why that was, but 5 minutes to hang out then. And Paul White with the goalkeeper gets the ball underway towards Enty, who scored the goal. He's found at Marcus Kelly. Marcus Kelly towards Enty. Panic there from the number 2, finds Brighton. Brighton traps the ball down, puts it forward towards Marcus Kelly, who'll be offside if he gets the ball. He can't. Away comes the number 15, McQuilkin. He gets the ball long towards Brown, chests it down. In comes Richards, does a good tackle here. Back to McQuilkin, back to Brown. Storer does well, gets a tackle in. Brighton comes away with the ball. Long and anywhere, doesn't really matter. The ball is in the Telford half as goalkeeper Addy comes out to retrieve the ball. Plays a square ball right on the far side to Stephen Morley, who's got some space as the cries of Barmy Army carry on from the Kettering fans, and they aren't stopping, which is great to hear here. Morley pumps the ball into the penalty area. Paul White comes out, collects the ball, and once again, and he's number 6, Theo Street, comes down on Paul White. And referee having a quick word. I'd send him off, I would, because that's the way it goes these days, isn't it? Any challenge like that, they send him off.
No, nothing in that. Nothing in it at all. I think Paul's fine. Just a bit of rolling around and might have caught him, but nothing good toward. I'm afraid the referee will have stopped his watch for this, so it's not going to help us in that respect. But the Kettering fans behind the goal making lots of noise. Barmy Army off to our left, and come on, Kettering, if you could just hang on. What a fantastic start to the season this is going to be, but there's still some minutes to go.
Yeah, we can't get this game finished. It seems to be going on forever with added on time and all sorts of things being added on. But the ball back by Paul White. Meikle underneath it, beaten to it. Storer's underneath this one. He's beaten to it too, to Andre Brown. Brown gets the ball back to McQuilkin. Intercepted by Storer to Niti. There's no one with Enty. Enty now. He's got Meikle puts the ball forward. He plays it to the corner flag. Meikle says, I'm not Arkle the racehorse. I can't get that. And out comes Addy to mop up that pass. Plays it long There's Richards, who had an exceptional game in the centre of the park, trying to find Meikle, who's pushed in the back. Referee doesn't give that one. Ball has gone into orbit and comes back down again. One small step for Kettering, but you never know, it could be good in the end, couldn't it?
Oh, I like it. 69 all over again.
So Vidal wins that one. He wins it again. A good header. This is good stuff from Kettering as now. Meikle has got some space. He's got nobody with him though. He's just taking his time. Nobody with him. It comes off the Telford player. Somehow keeps him in play. And Walker gets the ball back to Ross White for Telford. Telford then, they're going to mount another attack here with Henry Cowans. Henry Cowans, who has come on. He got the ball back and that's out of play. And that's a Kettering Town throw, and Cowans not happy with that decision. I don't care about Cowans. That definitely was out. And Kettering edging nearer and nearer to the first 3 points of the season. Let's hope that these moments are kind to the Kettering to have been reduced to 10 men after that sending off Cartwright, and a brilliant penalty save by Paul White in this second half. Enty getting his goal, and what a goal that was. You'll see that on the highlights in about 10 weeks' time when we're allowed to see it. Kennedy flicks it in. Away comes Morley though, inside the Telford half, plays it out wide to Chris Late with a bit of space. He's got Meikle in front of him, onto his right foot, plays it in low. It ricochets off Brown and isn't cleared. Ross White pumps one in. Paul White comes out and collects the ball, to the rapturous cheers of the Tin Hat, who are really in voice now that Kettering have gone 2-1 ahead. And Mr. Foreman is looking at his watch. Not 9 minutes still, is it?
No, it's less than a minute on my watch now with the added time. Sorry? 29 seconds according to John Dunham since the 5 minutes was given. Paul's heading down to the studio, so we'll take you through this last free kick for Telford, which they take quickly in the half. Pump forward, but Kettering should get there. Vidal leaves it to Kennedy to mop up. He hoists it back into the Telford half. Morley gets it into control, plays it square to Sutton. Plays it square to White. White's going to hit the long ball forward. Here it comes into just outside the Kettering box. Williams is underneath it and it's headed on to Late. Late dangerously in the centre. Oh! Dangerously into the box. Gets his shot away, but fortunately it's straight at Paul White. Gathers it straight away. And that should surely now be it. As Paul White will clear this ball. Is the referee going to blow? Kicks away. No, we're still going on, and that's going out for a throw-in on the far side to Telford. And the referee is beckoning for another ball, so he's adding time on while the ball is funneled over to the far side of the pitch. But surely now time must be up. The referee glances at his whistle, and that's it! That is it! What a fantastic game of football and a fantastic result for Kettering Town. The return to the Nationwide North is a winning return. Well, we would have settled for a draw probably when we went down to 10 men, but the icing on the cake for Kettering is the rearguard action and the winning goal from Daniel Enty this afternoon, after Joel Carter also got his first goal for the Poppies as well. And Paul White, man of the match, beautiful penalty save. You will enjoy that one on the highlights just as soon as we can get them out to you. But the final score here this afternoon at a very happy and bouncing Latimer Park is Kettering Town 2, AFC Telford United 1.
Like that at Latimer Park this season. We're in for an absolute thriller. Kettering went behind with a fantastic free kick by Stephen Morley, only for Joel Carter to equalise, and then all the drama happened as Sam Cartwright was sent off controversially by the referee, and he was awarded also a penalty from that. And then one of the saves of the season I know it's only just started. I'm out of breath having watched that. But Paul White pulled off an absolutely outstanding penalty save, tipping the ball onto the angle and post of the goal mouth, and it went away. Paul White, rightly so, was awarded man of the match. And then, as it was getting nearer to the end of play, Daniel Enty also making his debut, nets the winner and sends the 959, well at least 900 of them, into raptures as Kettering came back from behind with 10 men to win this game 2-1. Well, we're going to be hoping to speak to Nicky Eden and to probably one of the Kettering players a little later. If we don't do this live, we will do it recorded, so you will see that earlier than you'll see the highlights, as we're not allowed to broadcast our highlights until Monday morning at 1 minute past 12 on Sunday night, Monday morning sort of thing. So we can't do that. That is the National League rules. But it's going to be well worth watching, an incident-packed game. If they're all like that, we're going to have some season. Believe me, I've not seen anything like that for quite a while in a league match. Any league match played last season, even the Stourbridge game away, is nothing compared to what we've witnessed this afternoon. What a good result for Kettering against one of the favourites who plan to win this league. Believe me, they are a good side, but Nicky Eden's side have done remarkably well, as I say, especially with that sending off. We had James Brighton booked, we had Connor Kennedy booked, there were two booked for Telford FC, that was FC Telford, sorry, that was Ellis Deeney and Marcus Dinger, and the goal scorer Stephen Morley is a well-known round these parts. Ellis Deeney, of course, an ex-Kettering player, and he's on the losing side. So a brilliant start to Kettering's life in the Vanarama National League North. 2-1 win. You couldn't ask much more from that. The same scoreline as the last time that we won here against AFC Telford, and sets us up nicely for that lovely trip to our friends at Kings Lynn Town, the Walks, on Tuesday. So yeah, I've commentated on a lot of games in the last few years, along with Ed and Gary and a few other people. But that's as exciting a game I think on an opening day game I've seen in a long time indeed. And anyone that goes away from here, well, Kettering persuasion anyway, that doesn't like what they've seen, need to give up watching football, because that was an exceptional game to watch and view. 959 were here. Man of the match, I say, was Paul Wright. That was voted on by our sponsors, who were in fact Northants Drainage Limited. Many thanks to them for that. And I've got Peter Shaw coming in to sit with us for a while before we get any of the interviews in. Welcome, Peter. What a game of football that was.
Yeah, but that is an absolute firecracker of a game you could possibly wish to start the season with, and you know, Paul White's absolute epitome of what the season is going to mean for Kettering. It's dogged, it's determined. He threw his body at everything today, didn't he? And then that moment, I mean, how many times we asked Lyndon Meikle to actually do something with the ball after, you know, amazing runs, an absolute pinpoint. Couldn't have been on more of a plate really from T, and what a fantastic striking.
I say it's the first time in a long time, I'm going to have to research this, but two debutees have actually scored on their debuts.
Oh,
and,
well, there you go then.
You know, but Joel Carter certainly looked the part. He came off obviously a little bit tired, but certainly looks a good player, doesn't he? And there's 6 debutees today for Kettering, and not one of them looked out of place, did they at all?
No, not at all. I think Joe Scarza's, you know, going to be superb in that back line. Really, Lyndon Meikle just added that extra bit of pace as well this year to it, and just ably led by Michael Richards. As I say, no one looked out of place today. No one didn't look like there was a hangover of the pre-season maybe, and 2 wonderful players in Gary Storer and Marcus Kelly can bring on as well.
You've still got Hodge, Solken and Luke Graham to come on as well. So,
exactly.
You know, it's a squad that was being ridiculed a few weeks ago because we haven't got any players, has suddenly turned into a very decent side. I mean, we saw in pre-season against Oxford United and Oxford United X1 and Northampton what they could do in the second half at Barwell was phenomenal. And they showed again with 10 men. I mean, well, that's even more, isn't it? 10 men.
Indeed, certainly. And that was a very strong Telford side we just played against there as well. Daryl Knights, I thought, was superb actually. He had 4 or 5 excellent efforts.
Shane Sutton, the captain, was brilliant.
Well, indeed, exactly. Yes, Shane Sutton was a superb free kick as well, and on form, Paul White couldn't even keep out what was a pinpoint free kick.
What a save from White!
The double save on the second half, superb, and then the way he just palmed it onto. He's got a strong hand. The photos will be on social media soon as well. But the way he's palmed it onto
the new
post,
rule where the goalkeeper can't move forward. You've got to stay on the line, so even more pressure on the goalkeeper than before to actually go the right way in the first place, get something on it, and then palm it on, as you say, onto the corner angle was fantastic.
Well, absolutely superb. And then a cracking save minute to go. I think it was again Chris Lake, number 7 for Telford, pinpoint straight at him. But there was 4.5 minutes into stoppage time. Everyone clearly almost switched off, and he still had to be on song today. And he's copped his critics now and again, Paul White. And I'll be the first to say now and again I've questioned it, but today he was outstanding, and he deserves any plaudits, all the plaudits he'll get this week.
Your thoughts on Sam Cartwright's red card?
I didn't. I must admit, one of those. Because I'm far away, I was down the other end of the pitch. I thought he actually did get hold of some of the ball. I have to be honest. But it's.
I mean, both bookings for Kettering players, and I think were very, very hard.
Well, the James Brighton one, right at the stroke of half time. I'm still wondering what on earth that was for. Apparently, the foot went in maybe when he tried to win back the ball. But
if this is the standard of refereeing for bookings, we're going to see loads, aren't we?
Well, we are indeed. I was concerned. I think the third booking came in. Well, before that, it came in within space of 15 minutes of each other, 3 yellow cards. And you're right. It did look like it could have been Christmas again.
Don't you think that? Dinger was offside for the penalty when he was down here before it came in. It was miles offside. The linesman there was reading War and Peace rather than actually doing his job.
Well, indeed.
And so an offside decision that wasn't given, a dubious penalty decision. Brilliant save from. You couldn't really ask too much more than that. We've got one of today's.
Excellent. We have pros do the
interviews
now, can't we?
View of that, and I want to introduce you once again. You may have seen him in pre-season, but scoring on his Kettering Town League debut. It's not often that a Kettering player does that, but we've had 2 today. And Joel, welcome once again.
Thank you.
This is Poppers TV Studio. Your first time here. Brilliant game of football. Fantastic goal. Must have been superb to play in.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Yeah, from start to finish, everyone right across the team were brilliant.
What did you think when you went a goal down?
I knew that we was creating chances, so I know that we didn't have to panic. But obviously, when you're a goal down, it's in the back of your mind a little bit. But everyone stuck together. Even when we went 10 men, we looked like we was going to nick one.
And then you got the equaliser in the second half. Must have been superb for you.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good feeling. Very good feeling.
The crowd and the shouting must have been really behind you, because the tin hat end, it must have been a great feeling.
Yeah. I don't think without all the fans and shouting like that, I don't think we'd have been able to have done what we did.
So you think they played their part then, yeah?
Definitely.
Your views on Sam Cartwright's red card and Paul White's magical save?
Cart's is a red card.
You think so?
I mean, I don't think it was a red card. I mean, he's always going to any touch from the striker, he's going to go down. But the ref's got to know that. But obviously, White has pulled him out.
Great save, wasn't it? I mean, we've seen Paul White year after year pull off decent saves, but that one was
class.
And the pressure that was under him behind the Telford fans.
Yeah.
Must have given you guys one hell of a lift.
Of course it did. Yeah, great. It was a great save, and then obviously you could see it gave us a lift because we went on to win.
And then Empty comes on and gets the winner with 10 men. It must have been great. I know you're watching it then from the dugout, but I saw everyone celebrating there. It was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, brilliant. Good finish by him. Lyndon did brilliant to hold the ball up. He had about 4 or 5 men around him, and then.
Looking at our subs that we've got to call on, it's fantastic this season. I mean, you didn't bring on Hodge, we didn't bring on Salkin or Luke Graham. We brought on Storer and Kelly. Kelly made a difference, didn't he, when he came on?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah. I mean, throughout this season, it's a long season, so you got to have a bit of depth within the squad.
How have you felt the standard? I mean, you were at Corby last season. We touched on it at Barwell, I think it was. But how do you think the standard is? I mean, people have asked me how I think we're going to get on this season. I don't know, because this is a different league for me than the one we saw years ago. You've obviously played at Corby last season, which is 2 divisions lower now, isn't it, than this one? How did you find the standard today?
I think the standard in football gets slightly better, gets a little bit more physical. But I'm the same as you, so I've not played them really apart from today. But from today, I think that we can definitely do well this season.
What's the dressing room like at the moment?
Buzzing. Everyone's shouting their heads off.
But it was great. I mean, it said we had 959 fans here when that goal went in. I think we almost fell off the top of the gantry like we do. Although we are supposed to be impartial, we're not. And it was great. Now we go on to Kings Lynn on Tuesday. Not a lot of time to rest, recover, etc. It's going to be a very tough battle against another very good side. They were promoted with us last season. Battles between them have always been very, very difficult. How do you think we'll approach that? Much the same
we
way?
Just got to do exactly the same as what we did today. Just everyone's got to work hard, stick together, and I'm sure we'll do okay.
Okay, Joel, thank you very much for that. I know that it's very warm in here, isn't it? As you
It
can
is, isn't
see.
it?
You wait till January when you come in here, it'll be the opposite. But brilliant, fantastic goal, fantastic result. Couldn't ask for a better start to a season, and well done.
Thank you very much.
See you on Tuesday at Kings Lynn.
Yeah, see you then.
See you later. That's
Thank you.
Joel Carter, who scored on his debut for Kettering Town today. Not often we get a Kettering Town player doing that. He's just leaving the sauna. And hopefully we'll get the views of Nicky Eden in a little while. Well, I'm going to, if Ryan's there, I'm going to come off live air now, and we will record Nicky Eden's interview, because I'm not quite sure what time Nicky is going to come over. He's obviously having a celebratory. No, I'm getting the shape so I can carry on. So no, I'm not. So I'm going to come off air. And there we are. We will record Nicky Eden's interview for you, which will be on our highlights package later in the week. So from me, we will be seeing you, or you'll be listening to us, Ed Palmer and myself, at Kings Lynn on Tuesday night. Fantastic for Kettering Town. 2-1 victors here at Latimer Park. We're back in it. Good night. Understatement, wasn't it, to go 1-0 down, get back to level terms, have one sent off, controversially in my opinion. I'll get your views on that in a few moments. Brilliant penalty save from Paul White to keep us in the game, and then Enty to go on there and score the vital goal. We only need 10 men.
Not sure about that, Cookie, but I thought the first half was quite even. Telford, good team, Telford. I fully expect them to be up there again, and it's a good gauge for us now. But I just felt the first half was quite even, but I felt we were just maybe nicking it a little bit, in terms of chances created, and I'm quite happy with our, the midfield area. I think we were just slightly getting on top, and then they scored a free kick, so it's not something that they've opened us up with.
Good free kick though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Good quality. Can't much about them once he's hit it. Half time, I said to the lads, you've got to keep. I said, if you believe you can get something out of the game, you will. If you keep the work rate and you don't get disheartened by being a goal down. If we could have scored early on, that'd been great. But I said, one thing I'll always ask of my teams is that never give up and they keep going right to the end. No matter what the score is, you keep going, because football's like that. And
you said in your programme, didn't you, or to me also last week, that you say you want from your team never to give up, never to give up trying to win a game.
Yeah. I mean, we'll go into every game trying to win it. I'm not saying that we're going to, but I think I'm not one that's going to set up not to get beat and just concede possession, and so I think we've got better players than that. I've been really impressed with the lads, but the main thing for me is it's the work rate and it's the willingness to work hard. You get some lads and it's like pulling teeth trying to get them to close down, but these lads will do it. They've done everything I've asked of them since I came in. And listen, you couldn't have wrote that script. That
had everything, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you're thinking red card and you're down to 10 men. I'm thinking if he scores this, it's just going to be a case of hanging on in there and see if he can nick something to nick a point out of the game. But Whitey pulls that save off, which is sometimes needs things like that to win your game.
Marcus Kelly came on, made a difference, didn't it, as well? It seemed to open up a little bit when Kelly came on.
Yeah, well, he's a good player, Marcus. I mean, probably one of the reasons he didn't start because he's not had much game time pre-season. But I know how good he is. I put him on because I felt that their right winger was Brights had got his hands full with him. Put him on to help Brights out a little bit.
Late, wasn't it?
Yeah, good player. Quick, big lad. But Marcus, it gives you legs. He can run. He's got pace and he's got quality. So he's just a good player. So
6 debutees today all did well, didn't they?
Yeah. That's why
Carter scored his first goal debut. Enty with his first goal. Kennedy outstanding again, wasn't he? Cartwright. Yeah. Views on Cartwright sending off. I did ask Joel Carter about it. What do you think?
We were right in line with him. I think he has made contact. I think the lads obviously made the most of it, which you would do. If one of our lads did that, and when we scored from the pen, I've no.
But the bookings are a bit, harsh, weren't they?
I felt that
on Brighton especially.
Yeah, I think one of their lads got booked for a block, and you're thinking, if that's a yellow, there's going to be a lot of yellows.
We said on commentary it's going to be a season of yellow cards and red ones.
Yeah, I think we're not Premier League. I think you're going to get that at this level. And I think refs might be. Well, you'd hope that be a bit more lenient, as to when they show the first yellow of the game.
But overall, impressive, wasn't it? It was a great game to watch. I mean, I almost lost my voice and nearly fell off the gantry when we scored the winner. I mean, how were you down there when that went in?
Well, I don't get too excited about it much, but
you do if Brett Bryce around, don't you?
Yeah, well, I think Brett was the only one not in the dressing room. I think Brett was doing his own personal lap of honour.
Didn't come on. But that's great. We got Kings Lynn on Tuesday. Not a lot of time to recover from this, but it will be a difficult game as well. They always are against Kings Lynn, major rivals. But don't know how they got on today. But
I think they've been beat.
Have they? What's a shame, isn't it? But yeah, it's going to be a tough one there, isn't it, as well?
Yeah. I think at this level it's always tough. Like your Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday games. It's. But luckily, touch wood, we've got fully fit squad to pick from.
Yeah. So you're happy with what you've seen today?
Yeah, I've got a bit. There's little bits, but if at this level, if players weren't making mistakes or weren't making the wrong decision, they won't be here. So you have to accept it, and that's why you can. I mean, there's one thing that you can't be stopped from doing. That's working hard. So if they give me that, you take the rough with the small sometimes.
Okay, Nicky, brilliant to start to the season. Brilliant for you with your first win for Kettering manager and Kettering. Good start to the season.
Might resign now. 100%.
You heard it here. Might resign. Okay, Nicky, thank you very much for coming into the sauna. And there we are. That's Nicky Eden on his first win with Kettering, the first game of the season, and we'll be seeing Nicky on Tuesday. So from me, good night.